Chapter 245. Lightning flashed and thunder rumbled between heaven and earth. Wind and rain intersected. Not a single trace of life could be found in the dense forest. This was the power of nature brewing. The atmosphere between heaven and earth was suffocating, making it hard to breathe. The storm here was too violent. Storm after storm swept over. Thousands of trees swayed, leaves danced, and mountains rose and fell. Everything trembled as if it was about to be overturned. One had to know that this was the hard Big Dipper. This thunderstorm was already quite shocking. Clap, clap, clap. The storm arrived, and the weather was extremely violent. Dense raindrops fell from the sky like a mountain flood. The sound of the rain was like thunder, and the momentum was intimidating. Suyin was speechless. This rain was too heavy. It could even pierce through gold and cracked stone. Boom! The sound of thunder finally appeared. Like a group of snakes dancing, snowy light shot out in all directions from the dark clouds. It was about to split open the sky. When a bolt of lightning struck down, it illuminated the night sky. This was real lightning, and it was ferocious like an evil dragon roaring out. Of course, it was not just one bolt. In the dark clouds, it was as if a group of lightning was born. It was incomparably bright. Hundreds and thousands of lightning bolts struck down. It was scorching and terrifying, as if the heavens were angry. The scene was terrifying. This was the bad weather of the cultivation world. It was terrifying. Let's rush up and take a look. Tai Baokai shuddered and wanted to retreat because it was too dangerous. Even Dharma phase cultivators did not dare to rush into the lightning to temper their bodies. Rush my ass. If we rush up now, we'll be courting death. Suyan's expression was calm. If he rushed up now, he would be courting death. The lightning was too dense. If he rushed up with his physical body, it would be equivalent to a destructive attack. He would be blasted into ashes. Suyan held his breath and waited quietly. The storm continued for half a day and did not calm down. All the birds and beasts within a radius of thousands of miles were frightened away. It wasn't until nighttime that the dark clouds dissipated. The lightning also dissipated, and the weather showed signs of clearing up. At this moment, Suyan's aura suddenly became terrifying. He was like a golden rock that had spread its wings. The air current that spread out from his body caused the torrential rain that was rolling down to be swept up into the sky. Boom! Suyan's legs bent. The moment his eyes widened, his entire aura was released and pierced through the clouds. He suddenly rose from the ground and pierced through the clouds like a golden dragon, drilling into the dark clouds. Just as he arrived here, all the hair on Suyan's body stood on end. There was a great fear, as if he had crossed into a lightning region. Streak after streak of bright and ferocious lightning was pouncing toward him. Suyan let out a blood-curdling screech as he was struck to the point where he was about to shatter into pieces. His physical body was about to collapse as blood splattered everywhere. Damn you! Lightning bolts struck Suyan one after another. Every one of them contained a destructive aura and a masculine force. They destroyed Suyan's body and destroyed all the vitality in his body. It was enough to see how violent the lightning was and how it was the source of destruction. It was true that one could temper their body in the midst of lightning and unearth their potential. However, they would die at every turn. Being struck by lightning would wipe out all of their life force. This was being struck by lightning, and very few people could endure it. Damn it, this beast deity is going too. The Tai Baokai also jumped up savagely and plunged into the lightning. The oncoming lightning made the Tai Baokai regret instantly. It hurts like hell, your grandpa Baokai. The Tai Baokai cried out miserably. It was like a trembling statue and a dead dog. Its body was covered in lightning arcs, and its tongue was sticking out. It was surrounded by lightning arcs and emitting green smoke. Boom! The dark clouds were surging with radiance. Large amounts of lightning struck down uniformly. This was a supreme heavenly might that was unstoppable. The trembling Suyin and the Tai Baokai fell down together and smashed into the ground. Two human-shaped pits were formed and emitted black smoke. There were also lightning arcs jumping about and collapsing the soil. Su Yin was on the verge of death. He was dizzy and in so much pain that he wished he was dead. His body felt like it was on fire. The heat was so intense that Su Yin wanted to shatter his heart. Because it was too painful and unbearable, the electricity flowed all over his body. Su Yin trembled and crawled out from the pit. His body was char-black. "Come out quickly." Su Yin gritted his teeth and crawled into another charred pit. He pulled a Tai Baokai out. "My passion is a fire. Fire, fire, fire." The Tai Baokai was like a corpse that had come back to life. It trembled and crawled up in an instant. Its body was char-black. Su Yin immediately threw out a formation plate to conceal their auras. Large amounts of heavenly essence stones fell to the ground and burned on their own. After they melted, surging heavenly essence energy flowed out and filled the formation with heavenly essence energy. Su Yin and the Tai Baokai frantically absorbed the heavenly essence energy. They closed their pores and circulated their heavenly arts to refine it. So painful. Su Yin gritted his teeth. His charred body quickly turned red like a cooked red prawn. He opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of blood. Even his teeth had fallen out. "Ha ha ha!" The Tai Baokai burst into laughter. Su Yin accidentally revealed a mouth full of broken teeth. It quickly opened its mouth and swallowed the floating lightning arcs. They calmed down and began to refine the lightning in their bodies. The process was extremely painful. It was too hot and unbearable. Their corporeal bodies were about to melt away completely. After a full 3 days and 3 nights, Su Yan's condition took a turn for the better. Although his corporeal body was charred black, the refined lightning liquid was extraordinary. It contained a kind of heaven and earth essence energy that spread throughout his limbs and bones. Su Yan's skin and flesh were regenerated. New skin and flesh grew out. It was resplendent, sparkling, and even harder. This feeling of coming back from death terrified them. They had almost lost their lives. They took out the golden liquid and swallowed it to strengthen the divine power in their bodies. Another 7 or 8 days passed. Their auras were strengthened, and the divine power in their bodies was exuberant. Su Yan's body spat out even more impurities. He felt as though he had been reborn. His teeth grew out again and were even harder. He could crush a large rock with a single bite. Boom! At night, a loud explosion erupted as the formation was torn apart. A stream of chi and blood rushed into the sky like a vast waterfall. Let the path of ascetic cultivation begin. Su Yin wasn't satisfied. He was still a distance away from the overflowing blood essence that Zixia Fairy had mentioned. He reckoned that Shui Guan had cultivated to this stage. As expected, Shui Guan is truly a dragon among men. On this day, the Big Dipper Tower was in an uproar. Shui Guan had challenged the trial of the Divine Power Realm and won first place. People could faintly see that Shui Guan was in the Divine Power Realm. His divine power reached the heavens and the earth, rippling with resplendent blood essence light. This was the embodiment of a terrifying person. It shocked the outer realm creatures, and they couldn't help but say, "What a good Shui Guan. He definitely received the best training. He's enough to stand in the realm of invincibility within the secret realm." Everyone knew that the higher the realm, the greater the gap between peers. The geniuses of the Big Dipper came in large batches. Some were challenging the Big Dipper Tower, some were searching for treasures, some were cultivating diligently, and some were comprehending the great Tao. Charge! Confer the title of Young Supremacy and defeat Shui Guan. Tai Baokai cried out loudly. His black and white body shrunk and became like a round meatball. He crushed through the void and charged forward. Su Yan's body shone brightly as he leaped up. In front of them, the mountains collapsed and the earth cracked. The mountain torrent roared like the sea. This was a super powerful mountain torrent accompanied by a mudslide. The earth was like a vast ocean, surging with heavy waves. The two rushed toward the mountain torrent, braving the wind and waves. Wave after wave of torrents came one after another. Su Yan's body trembled violently. The divine power in his body was involuntarily stimulated to the extreme, like a burning furnace. This was a dangerous trial. They rushed toward the center of the mountain torrent and encountered cruel attacks. They were constantly on the brink of death, and the potential of their bodies was surging to the extreme. This was a path of ascetic cultivation. They traversed the vast expanse, searching for treasures, excavating natural treasures, and relying on natural disasters to cultivate. They stimulated the potential of their bodies and excavated the treasures in their bodies. The Tai Baokai comprehended the law of force and also began to excavate the most primitive energy in his body. The divine ability's secret realm cultivated the divine power of the human body and evolved the power of divine abilities. At the peak, one's blood essence would fill the sky. Why do I feel that there's someone in the center of the mountain torrent? There's a strange beast following him. Could it be Su Yin? I don't know. The divine power in his body is too vigorous. It's already surpassed his peers. But compared to Shueguan, there's still a big gap. The mountain torrent caused a huge commotion, attracting attention. Some people's expressions changed as they saw two shadows in the mountain torrent. In such a powerful torrent, a mountain range could be easily collapsed, but the two shadows were still visible. They emitted a blazing light. Rumors spread that Shueguan's cultivators nearby had rushed over to investigate. It's definitely him. Send the news quickly. Shui is nearby. A Shui family disciple was excited. He had discovered traces of Su Yin. He was still in the midst of the mountain torrent. Shui rushed over with a terrifying aura. He had just stepped into the transcendence realm and was in high spirits. He opened his eyes and looked at the heart of the mountain torrent. He immediately laughed out loud. Su Yin, you're actually here. This is truly intolerable. You've actually been swept in by the mountain torrent. Ha ha ha. Boom. He was extremely extraordinary. He directly rushed in and went across the mountain torrent. He discovered that Su Yin and the Tai Baokai had probably been suppressed by the mountain torrent. Shui rushed in. Looks like it really is Su Yin. The nearby people were alarmed. This mountain torrent was too shocking. The waves were turbulent and swept through hundreds of li of mountains and rivers. All kinds of terrifying storms shattered the clouds and easily shattered the mountains. In the next moment, the surrounding people were dumbstruck. Shui had rushed in, but just as he was about to reach the heart of the mountain torrent, his expression changed. It was as if he had encountered the pressure of hundreds of mountains. Even the protective light around his body collapsed. His body was like a kite with a broken string. He was crushed by the powerful mountain torrent. His entire body trembled, and he coughed up large mouthfuls of blood. How is this possible? Shui was terrified. Could it be that he was inferior to Su Yin, who was in the divine ability secret realm? Capture him alive and see if there's a second pill recipe. Chapter 246. The surrounding cultivators were also dumbfounded. What was going on? Everyone could see that Su Yin and Tai Baokai were at the center of the mountain torrent. However, Shui was a transcendence realm cultivator. Yet, as he approached the center of the torrent, he seemed to be torn apart by the torrent. Let me do it. Su Yin was the first to rush over. His entire body was stained with blood. Refining his body in the mountain torrent and stimulating the strongest potential of his body had consumed a lot of energy. His injuries were also quite serious. However, Shui's injuries were even more serious. Kid, let me do it, Tai Baokai shouted, his body full of ferocity. They looked like they were fighting over prey, making Shui's eyes widen in anger. He was so angry that his lungs were trembling. He wanted to retreat, but it was useless. The torrent of torrents swept over, making Shui cry out in pain. He was almost completely destroyed by the torrent. Stop fighting. Quickly suppress him and take him away. Su Yin rushed forward, his injured body burning like a big fireball. He dived forward, grabbed Shui with one hand, and rushed out of the torrent like the wind. Su Yin and Tai Baokai did not stay here for long. They quickly left. The Shui family is here. Before long, Shueguan had killed a large group of people. Even Han Tong rushed over after hearing the news. However, Su Yin had already disappeared without a trace. Han Tong shouted angrily, Search for them. They can't have gone far. They must have been accidentally swept in by the torrent. Search for them. The great domain was vast and boundless. There were many cultivators gathered here. Su Yin and Tai Baokai came to a secret cultivation cave that had been opened in advance. This was an underground cave filled with pure earth vein qi. Let me go, Su Yin. My race's champion has awakened. Let me go. Shui roared, his eyes wide with anger. His injuries were quite serious, and he was coughing up blood. Damn it, why are you shouting? Tai Baokai grabbed Shui with his claws and threw him to the ground. He shouted, Kid, you go first. Let me watch him. Su Yin felt helpless as he warned Tai Baokai not to take the treasure for himself. With a leap, he was like a big loach as he dragged his severely injured body and flew into a cave filled with clouds and rosy clouds. Shui was in extreme pain. Tai Baocai's big buttocks sat on his body, causing the bones in his body to be crushed. His heart was also overwhelmed with shock. His eyes scanned a waterhole that Su Yin had escaped into. The energy, even without the dragon totem, Su Yin could still find such a treasure cave by observing the direction of the earth vein energy. Buzz! In just half a day, Su Yin's body glowed brightly. His hidden potential had been awakened. During the training in the mountain flood, Su Yin's body had stimulated even more potential. Now that he was nourished by the spirit spring, his body was surging with blood essence. It was like a real dragon soaring. Shui was shocked. How could he have such vigorous divine power? Although Su Yin could fight with Kaiyang Juzi and the others in the Primal Chaos Hall, Kaiyang Juzi and the others had a part of their physical strength suppressed. But Shui sensed that Su Yin's physical strength would soon be able to force Kaiyang Juzi and the others. How long had it been? How did he cultivate? Su Yin cultivated for a day and a night. He had absorbed a small part of the spirit spring. He came out, and the divine power in his body was extraordinary. Shui had been beaten up badly by Tai Baokai. In the end, he came up with an answer. This elixir recipe was very precious. Shuelong must have an even more important elixir recipe. This way, I'll be able to refine a second batch of great medicines soon. Shui's storage bag contained many divine materials for refining great medicines. Su Yin thought about it and couldn't help but sigh. If the Shui family had remained dormant for hundreds of years, the younger generation would have risen up. They would have become a powerful family in the universe in the future. With the resources that Shui controlled, which ordinary power could possess them? There are many people outside. It looks like they are here to find us. There was a cold glint in Su Yan's eyes. This area was not far from the mountain torrent. Many cultivators from the Shui family had come to search for traces of Su Yan. Even the Arcade Hall had sent their subordinates over to conduct a search in this area. That hateful Su Yan. I can't even go into seclusion and have to come out to search for him. This place is so big. How many days will it take to find his traces? How hateful. Where's this clown hiding? Some cultivators gathered together with ugly expressions. They had been searching here for 2 or 3 days, but couldn't find any trace of Su Yan. Who is it? While they were cursing, some people felt their hair stand on end, as if they were being watched by a giant monster. When they turned their heads, their expressions changed. A figure swooped down from the distance. He didn't hide at all. His entire body was rippling with overflowing golden light. The moment the divine power in his body rose and fell, the aura that filled the air made the dozen or so cultivators in front tremble. Su Yan. They were frightened and let out loud roars. However, it was difficult to make a sound. Su Yan had sealed this place and killed his way over. His hair danced in the wind as he coldly shouted, "You don't need to look for me. I've delivered myself to your doorstep." Dong! Su Yan waved his fist here. His divine power pierced through the sky and enveloped the dozen or so cultivators. No matter how strong they were, no matter how fiercely the divine abilities in their bodies blazed, when faced with Su Yan's current strength, they felt a suffocating feeling as if they were being attacked by a savage dragon. How was this possible? They trembled. 3 of them were cultivators at the peak of the transcendent realm. However, their divine abilities showed signs of being broken through. This fist smashed over and sent them flying backward. They coughed out blood, and some were crushed in the air. The 3 cultivators at the peak of the transcendent realm coughed out large mouthfuls of blood. They were shocked. Su Yin hadn't moved his divine abilities and attacked with pure physical strength. The 3 of them felt as if they were struck by lightning. Blood splattered all over their bodies, and even their bones were broken. "I'll send you on your way." The Tai Baokai suddenly drilled out. It waved its huge claws and smashed the Shui family cultivators one after another. They quickly cleaned up the battlefield and searched for the treasures on the cultivators' bodies. They quickly entered this place. Just like this, within a 1,000-li radius, every area was sealed by the mystical gate's power every time it took an incense stick to burn. Then, bloody light flashed and groups of cultivators were wiped out one after another. In less than half a day, the smell of blood filled the air and attracted the attention of the Transcendence Realm cultivators. An old cultivator felt that something was wrong. He contacted the various groups and found that they had lost contact. Not good. Just as the old cultivator was frightened, 2 figures descended from the sky and exploded with their strongest combat strength. Their auras were so strong that they could swallow the heavens. Demon Emperor Seal, Big Dipper Fist. The mountain that the old cultivator was standing on exploded. The aura that descended from the sky caused the void to tremble. First, the old cultivator's huge Dharma idol was suppressed by the Tai Bout-sized Demon Emperor Seal. Su Yin attacked horizontally, waving the Big Dipper 7 stars fist and smashing over. "It's Su Yin. He's come out." The commotion here was so great that the Transcendence Realm cultivators in the area were shocked. They looked over and saw an old Transcendence Realm cultivator under Han Tong's command explode in the air, turning into a pile of ashes. Cultivators from afar rushed over madly, trying to seal this area from the inside out. However, no matter how loud these Transcendence Realm cultivators were, there was no response. They could only watch as they disappeared from the area. What happened? Han Tong personally sent people to surround this area, attracting the attention of the passing cultivators. When the news came, they were all stupefied. This is too savage. He killed so many people. At least 100 cultivators died. Han Tong went mad with anger. A Transcendence Realm cultivator was killed. When the news spread, it caused a huge commotion. Su Yin, who had disappeared for so long, appeared again, leading to a bloody case. One of the Shui family's new geniuses was killed. Ever since this happened, Yao Guang and the others all rushed over. However, Su Yin disappeared again. Moreover, month after month, it was as if he had evaporated into thin air. The chilling ice pool's temperature is too high. Refining the body in the water stimulates the human body's potential. I'll take this opportunity to dig it out. Su Yin found a treasured land and thought of the Yuan. He wondered how the other side was doing in the Savage Mountains. The second time I refined my body in the lightning, I stimulated the human body's potential even more. However, it was still very dangerous. Fairy Zixia was right. It was too dangerous. My cultivation is about to reach the 5th level of the Transcendent Realm, and I refined a furnace of great medicine. However, I feel that the medicinal effects are weakening. I refined a furnace of divine ability pills and opened the checkpoint of the Laceration Realm. Tai Baokai was overjoyed. They had found a rare spirit medicine and refined a cauldron of divine ability pills. It had already been 3 or 4 months. Su Yin stepped into the 5th level of the Transcendent Realm with the help of the divine ability pills, and his battle prowess climbed steadily. They encountered the 3rd lightning storm and rushed in, only to be struck by lightning again and again. Su Yin and Tai Baokai fell down. Their bodies trembled, and they quickly closed their pores to hold on. However, they found that refining their bodies in the lightning storm was not as effective as before. This made them vexed, because they felt that they could still become stronger. Admittedly, the lightning was powerful enough, but the tyrannical power contained within was comparatively less. In other words, they needed even more berserk lightning storms, or they needed to find a heavenly paradise. They refined their bodies amidst the lightning, sprinted through mountain torrents, and dug for treasures in the great peaks of spiritual mountains. Along the way, they encountered powerful creatures and began to fight. Another 2 months passed, and the dragon totem found mine. He was pleasantly surprised. He excavated the mine, and the energy of the mine surged. It contained the essence of the earth, and this energy was astonishing. It passed through his body, causing his divine treasures to rumble. Transcendent Realm 6th Level Breakthrough. Su Yin released a long roar, and the giant divine ability door rumbled for a moment. After breaking a shackle, the power of the divine ability within would increase by a whole fold. He was excited, and his body blazed with resplendent light. His pores released tens of thousands of strands of golden multicolored light that spread out majestically, causing the mountains to rumble and rise and fall. Hold on. Chapter 247. It had been a year since the opening of the Big Dipper. Su Yan's essence, qi, and spirit had transformed. His momentum was like a mountain, and his posture was tall and straight. He could easily erupt with super strong combat power. He was now in the 6th heaven of the divine realm. If he used the tyrant body technique, his combat power could barely exert the power of the transcendence realm. In the past 6 months, Su Yin found that his cultivation had reached a bottleneck. It was difficult to continue developing his divine power. He was still a little short of the monstrous blood essence that Zixia Fairy had mentioned, but this was already very scary. I still need to experience a stronger lightning body refinement to have a chance of a breakthrough. Shuiguan should have cultivated to this stage. My body has this potential. I must dig it out. Su Yin thought. He sat cross-legged in the rolling mountain range. There were almost no other traces of life here. The qi of heaven and earth was thin because it had been sucked up by the underground veins. Su Yin dug 2 underground mines and immediately poured out the pure qi of the veins. This was the magic of the veins. They contained the qi of heaven and earth, and it was possible to dig out the heavenly essence stone from the veins. If it was outside, the value of the veins was difficult to measure. A huge amount of wealth could be easily excavated, but the time required was also quite astonishing. After all, the veins were hard and difficult to extract. Su Yin could only dig out a place where the veins were abundant and absorb the qi of the veins. The qi of the veins contained rich qi of heaven and earth, which was very beneficial to cultivation. Boy, dig it out. Maybe you can dig out some divine materials. Tai Baokai regretted and was unwilling to give up this opportunity. Hearing this, Su Yin said, "Later, I will seal this place and see if I can sell it." Tai Baokai was stunned and suddenly felt that there was a lot of hope. It had received some news that a Chamber of Commerce had set up a defense on the Big Dipper. The Cosmos Business Alliance had also come, but their destination was too far away. It would take them a long time to cross the border. Su Yin was not in a hurry. He was not short of money now. He sat cross-legged at the opening of the mine and absorbed the veins' energy. As he breathed in and out, his life spring rose and fell, and the heaven and earth rumbled along with it. Su Yan's divine ability gate was too astonishing. There were true dragons coiling around it, and the great stars of the universe were suspended in the air. The true dragon secret art and the Big Dipper fist floated in his door. Massive amounts of earth vein essence flowed into the life spring. The power of the life spring began to strengthen. Su Yan's cultivation had reached the 6th heaven, but he realized that his progress was slow. If it wasn't for the massive amount of earth vein qi that could be stolen, he estimated that he wouldn't be able to bear the consumption of heaven's essence stones. After the 6th firmament of the divine power realm, the divine power in one's body will increase tremendously with every increase in rank. Su Yin said softly. Day after day passed. He had absorbed a huge amount of mineral vein energy. Every time the energy from the hole weakened, he would seal it and open up another vein of mineral vein energy. Go and find another one. Let me do it here. The Tai Baokai ran over excitedly and circled around its little tail. It absorbed the energy here, and its body shone brilliantly like a sacred panda. This hole was very shocking and contained some divinity. There was no doubt that there were divine materials below. My natural divine ability can't be strengthened. Su Yin sighed slightly. It seems like I really have to find the chi of great Tao to nurture my natural divine ability. But this thing is too precious. Moreover, if I want to cultivate the great Tao heavenly furnace, I have to use the chi of great Tao to nourish my body. But with my current body, it's difficult for me to withstand the chi of great Tao. Clang! Clang! Su Yin was sacrificially refining his natural cauldron. The cauldron was extraordinary and continued to transform. It shone brilliantly. He spent more than 10 days tempering the natural cauldron. After it was completed, the natural cauldron quickly enlarged. It was like a huge silver mountain surrounded by starlight. Su Yin nodded in satisfaction. The natural cauldron had the divine might of the transcendence realm. The potential of the supreme grade celestial body was about to be completely unearthed. He estimated that the natural cauldron now could clash head-on with the crimson halberd that suppressed the great Tao. Su Yin continued to cultivate and absorb the energy of the Orvane. He faintly touched the barrier of the seventh heaven of the transcendent realm. While Su Yin continued to cultivate, his expression changed slightly. Waves after waves of auras that were as vast as an abyss flowed out. They were accompanied by the auras of the strongest ancient planets that were awakening endlessly. The movement was unprecedentedly mighty. The vast and boundless territory shook, and the mountains and valleys resonated. Millions of miles of territory shook as if a starry sky dragon was awakening. The airflow that permeated the air alarmed the cultivators in this region. For a moment, the crowd was in an uproar. The core region has appeared. The geniuses of the outer realm were all moved. This was the power of the strongest ancient planets. It was definitely a divine might that only the core region could possess. Many cultivators looked into the distance and saw that at the end of the horizon, a silver channel had appeared. It was like a boundless silver ocean, rumbling and spewing out the aura of the strongest ancient planets. It's appeared. The channel to the core region has appeared. The crowd was excited. A large number of hibernating creatures rushed out from the mountains and valleys. There were easily millions of them. What a shocking scene this was. A large number of cultivators rushed out with great momentum like locusts. Many Transcendence Realm cultivators rushed towards the silver channel. Let's go. Su Yin laughed loudly. He quickly approached and used shrinking earth into an inch to rush forward. However, the silver channel was relatively far from here. They had traveled for half a day and still hadn't reached their destination. Pung! Suddenly, a crimson halberd stretched out from a corner of the silver channel. It could easily split open the void. When it slashed down, a large black crack appeared. The crimson halberd erupted too suddenly. A large number of people nearby who had rushed towards the silver channel died, dyeing the void with blood. A large number of cultivators retreated in fear. Zhu Xing's battle strength was too terrifying. He stood at the peak of the Transcendence Realm and was a genius of the Ancestral Palace. He brandished the crimson halberd and hacked towards the void. You're courting death. You even dare provoke your Grandpa Martin. However, the shattered void was terrifyingly bright. Countless divine radiance erupted, and a vicious aura surged like the sea. This was a snow-white, sparkling marten. It was extremely ferocious, and its young body could be compared to a true dragon. With a loud roar, the void exploded and a giant marten appeared behind it. It supported the heavens and possessed matchless divine might. Zhu Xing's head of hair danced wildly as he used the crimson halberd to block the incoming storm. Zhu Xing frowned. He didn't expect a monster to appear. Dao, brother, there's nothing you can do. We were searching for traces of our enemy. He grasped shrinking earth into an inch. I never expected you to grasp this secret technique as well. Han Tong walked out and apologized. Mother asterisk Kerr. Tai Bao's size hair stood on end. This was targeting them. Su Yan's expression was unsightly. This was truly sinister. Han Tong was guarding them here. So, it's someone from the ancestral palace. This Martin didn't even look at Han Tong. Its entire body surged with a vicious aura as it sneered. I, Jiao Zantian, will meet you. The battle erupted too suddenly. Grandpa Martin's temper is too bad. Beat this son of a bitch to death. The surrounding people's faces were deathly pale. A large number of them had died just now. It was clear how ruthless and cruel Zhu Xing was. He was treating them like ants. Jiao Zantian. Su Yan felt a chill run down his spine. He muttered inwardly, awesome. Zhu Xing flew into a rage and attacked. He brandished his crimson halberd and hacked towards Jiao Zantian. The battle was astonishing. They were locked in battle, and both charged into the silver passageway. At this time, there were constantly huge beasts with shocking auras crossing over, causing Su Yan's expression to change. He even sensed some human cultivators with powerful auras. He could not tell their exact origins, but they were definitely geniuses from the outer realm. Han Tong's expression was unsightly. Jiao Zantian's appearance had ruined their plan. He reckoned that Su Yan already knew that it would be difficult to hunt him down. Perhaps he had already been scared away by Su Yan. Kid, what do we do now? Tai Baokai said anxiously. With them guarding this place, it'll be difficult for us to charge in. We have to enter the core area. Hearing this, Su Yan found a place to sit down cross-legged. His chi rushed into the territory and merged with the earth veins. His entire person was somewhat blurry, as if he had disappeared from the world. He sensed that there were many powerful life forms hibernating in the silver passageway. They all had familiar auras. If I become a young paragon, who will dare to humiliate me? Su Yan was furious. He hadn't cultivated for long, and his realm couldn't keep up. Mizar Juzi and the others had cultivated for over 100 years. Now, Han Tong had set up a killing trap here to hunt him down like a wild beast. Su Yan closed his eyes. All he could do now was wait. News of the core area opening had already spread throughout the Big Dipper. Cultivators from afar were already rushing over to the core area. Su Yan is too pitiful. He can't enter the core area. Han Tong and the others are hibernating in the void, waiting for him to arrive. Several days later, some people were speechless. Han Tong and the others had appeared many times to stop some cultivators who had changed their appearances. It was obvious that they were hunting Su Yan. They were arrogantly looking down on the territory. 7 days later, the flow of people had decreased greatly. Those who hadn't entered were few and far between. Su Yan faintly discovered that a group of hibernating life forms near the silver passageway had disappeared. It was obvious that Yao Guang and the others couldn't sit still and had left the silver passageway to search for fortunes in the core area. Bang bang. The silver passageway was huge, and a silver-white divine horse rushed out. This was a rare silver wildebeest. It trampled on the void and rushed over. On the horse's back sat a figure with an aura that could swallow rivers and mountains. He wore a white robe and had a shocking might. One could vaguely see that his appearance was somewhat similar to Shueguan. It's Xue Jingyun. The surroundings were in an uproar. Someone exclaimed, "This is Shueguan's cousin, Xue Jingyun. He's a genius of the Xue family and has cultivated to the 5th level of the Transcendence realm at such a young age. He's extremely powerful and is valued by the Xue family. He has a good relationship with Shueguan." This was a famous young Yingjia. He rode a silver wildebeest with a cold expression. He appeared at the entrance of the silver passageway and looked down at the surroundings. "Su Yan, I know you're nearby," Xue Jingyun said coldly. His voice was like thunder, echoing in all directions. He shouted, "Who dares to lead the way? Reward him with 1,000 kilograms of heaven essence stone. I'll kill him." Buzz. Chapter 248. Xue Jingyun's aura was strong. He held a silver spear and sat on a silver wildebeest, looking down on everyone. Xue Jingyun is really domineering. He's just standing here, but Su Yan doesn't dare to come out. Someone praised and walked up to greet him. After all, He was the leader of the younger generation of the Shui family. In the future, Shui Guan would definitely entrust him with important tasks. Huh, Su Yin still dares to provoke Shui Guan. He can't even defeat Shui Guan. What qualifications does he have to compete with Shui Guan? Someone retorted, Su Yin is a Big Dipper prodigy. If you have the ability, why don't you go to the Big Dipper Tower and break a record? Even Shui Guan can't break Su Yan's record in the Dao Gate realm. What's there to brag about? Su Yin is a small cultivator after all. Everyone knows that he opened the 9-day Song gates, but couldn't comprehend the great Dao. Someone shook his head with a contemptuous tone. Su Yin offended Shui Guan. It will be difficult for him to stand out in the future. Yes, Shui Guan also took first place in the Transcendent realm. It's the same in the Transcendence realm. He deserves to be called the Big Dipper Tower. The passing cultivators were all discussing. The image that appeared in the starry sky edge made the Shui family's head very happy. The core area of the Big Dipper was the most important area. News had already spread that Big Dipper City had appeared. There were many treasures in the core area. As long as one put in the effort, they would be able to gain a lot. Another one has left. Su Yin was very patient. Besides Shui Jingyun, there were more than a dozen cultivators lurking near the Silver Passage. They were all in the Transcendence realm. If they rushed over now, they would be walking into a trap. Some people were impatient. In the Transcendence realm, cultivators left one after another. It's been 3 days. Su Yin, how long do you want me to wait? Shui Jingyun was a little impatient. He frowned and shouted angrily, I think you might as well get out of the Big Dipper. Out of sight, out of mind. Let me have time to cultivate. What do you think? His entire body was shrouded in a hazy, divine radiance, and the silver spear in his hand emitted clanging sounds. His gloomy and cold eyes scanned the surroundings. Ha ha, big brother Jingyun, with you standing here, how would Su Yin dare to come out? A disciple from the previous generation of Arcade Hall sneered. I think he's already hidden far away. Why don't you hide somewhere and wait for him to walk right into your trap? What's the point? Shui Jingyun shook his head. There's no challenge in killing them like this. It's better to let him come out himself and die with his extraordinary and anger. But if he doesn't come out, what can we do? The Arcade Hall disciple frowned. There's no rush, Shui Jingyun coldly said. In the past, when Su Yin came down from Mount Savage, there was one person who did not come down. The elders suspected that this person was related to Su Yin. Recently, I received news that someone came down the mountain. Shui Jingyun's voice was not concealed at all. When Su Yin heard about this matter, his face slowly turned ugly. What was the result? Have you captured him alive? The Arcade Hall's disciple asked. Haha, just like Su Yin, he only knows how to run away, Shui Jingyun coldly said. However, one of this person's arms was cut off. I estimate that it won't be long before his limbs are collected and transported here, so that Su Yin can come and collect his corpse. Haha, how pitiful. The Arcade Hall's disciple looked up to the sky and laughed. I seem to feel killing intent. Shui Jingyun's eyes were cold as he looked around and sneered. Su Yin, I know you heard it. Are you angry? Very angry, right? Don't worry, my clan won't kill him. We will force him to the Big Dipper. In front of the world, we will let him bleed to death. Trash, I seem to see you. Shui Jingyun's eyes shone, cold and gloomy as he looked around and coldly shouted, Come out, I see you. Ha! No need to be angry. You don't have the qualifications to be angry. You're just a trash. I can crush you to death at will. There's no need to be angry at me. Mother asterisk Kerr. Tai Baokai couldn't hold back and wanted to rush out, but Su Yin held the Tai Baokai back. He was very calm as he said, He's trying to provoke us. Let him live a little longer. If something really happened to teacher Yi Yuan, the news would have spread already. He could sense that Mizar Juzi was lurking near the Silver Passage. He could sense Mizar Juzi's aura. Mizar Juzi hated Su Yin to the core. He had almost been refined to death by the 5 elements killing array. However, day after day, Su Yin still hadn't appeared. Mizar Juzi could only grit his teeth and leave for the core area. Trash, how much longer do you want me to wait? Shui Jingyun had also lost his patience. He couldn't keep waiting here. So he shouted angrily, "Come out, trash. I'll let you know what a genius is, what a prodigy is, and what despair is." Buzz. Suddenly, a ray of light shone down from the void. It was dazzling, like a river of stars descending, illuminating a corner of the void. The moment the galaxy treasure mirror appeared, whether it was the cultivators watching through the galaxy corner, Shui Jingyun's group, or even the nearby cultivators, they were all shocked. Many people exclaimed. They didn't expect the galaxy treasure mirror to be here all this time, monitoring the void. "Suyen, he's here." The place was in an uproar. Those who had stopped to watch all gasped. He had actually come out. At the Silver Passage, 3 Dharma-characteristic cultivators walked out. One of them held the galaxy treasure mirror and was also Han Jin's disciple. He had a strong aura and laughed loudly. "Suyen, you're finally willing to come out. The heavens and the earth don't have your vitality. Haha, all of you back off. He's my prey." Shui Jingyun's eyes were filled with murderous intent as he stared at Su Yin, who was traversing the void. He laughed angrily. "Su Yin, if I don't tear you to pieces, I'll be wasting my precious time." Bang! The void shook and the silver wildebeest rushed out like a bolt of lightning from the Silver Passage. Shui Jingyun sat on the back of the horse, his entire body surging with murderous intent. The silver spear in his hand rippled with resplendent waves that swept in all directions. Shui Jingyun, he rushed out. It seems like he wants to wave his spear and kill Su Yin. The onlookers exclaimed. Shui Jingyun's speed was too fast. First, the galaxy treasure mirror had sealed the layers of the void, making it difficult for Su Yin to use shrinking earth to an inch. He landed from the void and stood on the ground, looking at Shui Jingyun, who was rushing over. The people around were stunned. Su Yin seemed very calm. Could it be that he still had some tricks up his sleeve? Bang, bang. Between heaven and earth, the sound of a horse galloping through the air rang out. The silver wildebeest was as fast as lightning. As it galloped, Shui Jingyun's aura became more and more terrifying. He was like a god of war descending to the mortal realm, holding a silver spear in one hand. He was cold and domineering as he coldly said, "Trash, no matter what killing array you have, you can't kill me. Today will be your end." The ground cracked as the silver spear in his hand danced, causing the world to tremble. Shui Jingyun had strong self-confidence. It wasn't that he was conceited, but that he had absolute combat strength. When his aura recovered, the world shook and a huge blurry shadow appeared behind him, rippling with the light of destruction. So strong, the people around were horrified. Shui Jingyun was worthy of being an elite of the Shui family. His combat strength was extraordinary, surpassing that of his peers. Just the Dharma idol behind him was extremely shocking, faintly intertwining with the aura of a great supernatural power. "Give me your life." He swooped down, the silver wildebeest leaping high. The silver spear suddenly slashed up, piercing straight towards Su Yan's head. This attack was powerful and shocking, piercing through the void. With a domineering stance, it wanted to pierce through Su Yan's head and lift him up. The sky was filled with silver divine light, like a waterfall pressing down, about to drown Su Yan. Su Yan's clothes fluttered. Under the soul-stirring gazes of the people around, the shadow, standing on the ground, was no longer calm. First of all, the divine power in his body was enough to suffocate people. He was like a ferocious dragon soaring into the sky, rising from the ground. Boom! In an instant, the sky was filled with silver divine light. Su Yin stepped on the sky, rising from the ground. The aura of the 6th level of the divine realm gushed out. The moment his body and life spring merged, strands of divine energy surged out, piercing through the clouds. The 6th level of the divine realm. The expert watching through the corner of space was shocked. How did he cultivate? It's only been half a year, and he's already stepped into the 6th level. More than 5,000 kilograms of heavenly essence stone is indeed no small matter. Damn it! Han Jin's eyes were bloodshot. These were all his resources that were used to nurture Su Yan. Don't worry, Shui Jingyun has already made his move. He won't survive. An elder of the Shui family said coldly. They felt that although Su Yan's aura was powerful, it was impossible for him to fight against a fifth-level Transcendence Realm cultivator. In the next moment, Shaowen was shocked to discover that Su Yan's aura had become terrifying again. His aura was about to pierce through the sky. A huge true dragon soared behind him, roaring with its head raised, like a true dragon Dharma idol. In an instant, Su Yan's aura soared to the Transcendence Realm. His entire body was filled with domineering fluctuations. Roar! The moment Su Yan soared into the sky, the true dragon let out a long roar and swooped down with supreme, true dragon might. The moment it swooped down, the airflow it pulled out caused the huge and blurry Dharma idol behind Xue Jingyun to tremble and explode. Under the shocked gazes of the surroundings, Su Yan crossed over and split the sky with his bare hands. He suddenly took out a silver spear and pulled it out fiercely. It was as if he was pulling a mountain. Xue Jingyun couldn't hold it. He was even trembling because the true dragon's aura made it difficult for him to move. Look! There were exclamations all around. Su Yan's movements were too fast, decisive, and domineering. He soared into the sky like lightning. As he rushed down, he threw the silver spear in his hand. Die! Su Yan roared angrily. The silver spear split the sky and rushed down, piercing through Xue Jingyun's chest with an unstoppable momentum. Ah! Xue Jingyun wailed in pain. The silver spear pulled him away and nailed him to the silver passage. The silver spear was still shaking. Bang! Chapter 249. The surroundings were quiet, and some cultivators felt a chill from head to toe. Their hearts felt suffocated. It was as if that attack had pierced through their hearts and nailed them to the silver passage. The nearby cultivators were stunned, their pupils dilated. This was too domineering. It fell from the sky and pierced through Xue Jingyun, nailing him to the silver passage. After all, Xue Jingyun was the leader of the younger generation of the Xue family. He was a cultivator at the fifth heaven of the Transcendence Realm. However, Su Yan, with the Tyrant Body Art, had the combat power to fight a fifth heaven cultivator. Everyone could see that Xue Jingyun had underestimated his opponent. Otherwise, Xue Jingyun wouldn't have lost so miserably. No one had expected that Su Yan would have the power of the Transcendence Realm, and that the true dragon secret technique would be so ferocious. Jingyun, Jingyun, our clan's Jingyun has fallen. Ah! The group of Xue family elders were trembling all over. They were so angry that they almost exploded. Their eyes were about to pop out of their sockets. Xue Jingyun was a genius of the Xue family and was heavily nurtured. In the future, he would definitely be one of the pillars of the Xue family. But now, Xue Jingyun was nailed to the silver passage and died in shame. How did this kid become so strong? What kind of cruel trial did he go through in the past 6 months? Shaowen was in disbelief. What had Su Yan experienced in the past 6 months? Even if he had the Heaven's Essence Stone, it was impossible for him to raise his combat power to this level in half a year. In the past 6 months, Su Yan had experienced life and death. He had transformed on the verge of destruction and unleashed the Tyrant Body Art. His combat power was already close to the Transcendence Realm. It's Su Yan. He killed Xue Jingyun. The 3 Transcendence Realm cultivators, still standing in the silver passage, trembled in fear. They didn't dare to stay for a moment and ran away. Even Xue Jingyun had been killed by Su Yan. They didn't dare to stay any longer. You want to leave? Weren't you hunting me just now? Now that I'm out, don't run. Su Yan swooped down with a cold expression. The divine light around his body pierced through the heavens, and a huge totem awakened behind him. The moment it turned into a true dragon that looked down on the heavens woke up from its slumber, and it flowed with an aura that could suppress all living beings in the universe. This was a completely unstoppable rampage. The gigantic silver tunnel rippled with destructive ripples. The might of the true dragon Dharma characteristic was released, and the aura of a great divine power surged towards the 3 Dharma characteristic cultivators. Their hearts were also filled with fear. They reprimanded Su Yan with a stern expression because Su Yan's aura was too shocking. The true Dragon Dharma idol was surrounded by a domineering aura. When it reached out with its huge claw, the Dharma idols formed by the three Dharma idols were about to be destroyed. So what if he comes? Su Yan coldly snorted and threw out a cauldron. It fell from the sky and rumbled. When it enlarged, it was like a silver mountain pressing down. The force that surged down caused the three's secret treasures to collapse one after another. The three Transcendence Realm cultivators were terrified. This cauldron was too domineering, descending from the heavens and pressing down. They felt suffocated and uncomfortable. Their hearts were full of regret. Why did they run over to do such a bitter task? Now, their lives were in danger. Han Jin's third disciple threw out the starry sky treasure mirror. This mirror was extremely extraordinary. It was Han Jin's treasure. The surface of the mirror spat out starry sky chi towards the descending life cauldron. Starry sky chi shot out one after another. Good treasure, this thing is not bad. It belongs to me now. Treat it as some interest. Su Yan was determined to obtain this treasure. His life cauldron awakened one after another, and its light overflowed into the heavens. It was enough to crush a mountain range, and its power was extraordinarily astonishing. It was as if an enormous star was falling down. The starry sky treasure mirror rumbled, but this treasure was also very powerful. It barely blocked the life cauldron. Just as the three Transcendence Realm cultivators were about to take the opportunity to escape, a large round head popped out from the silver tunnel. Tai Baokai opened its mouth and roared. The golden pattern on its forehead shone like a golden cloud, and waves of powerful aura rose up. Demon Emperor's seal. Tai Baokai exploded with its strongest power. It waved the Demon Emperor's seal and slashed down fiercely, blocking the three Transcendence Realm cultivators. Tai Baokai did not have the Overlord body art after all. It only blocked them for a short while, which gave Su Yan precious time. The starry sky treasure mirror's power was suppressed by the life cauldron. Su Yan stretched out one hand, and energy stars spat out from the Mystique's secret door. They revolved around Su Yan's arm and merged into one, converging into his fist. Dong! This punch was terrifying beyond compare. When Su Yan swung his fist, a majestic aura appeared. Behind them, there was a majestic celestial body manifesting, faintly emitting a vague aura of the heavens. Fist of the Big Dipper. This punch was divine and shocking. It struck the three Transcendence Realm cultivators with fear. No matter how strong they were, they could not block the power of the fist of the Big Dipper. The three of them coughed up blood and fell to the ground, trembling. Tai Baotsai's large claw slashed down, tearing a Transcendence Realm cultivator's body apart. As for the other disciple of the Shui family, he was suppressed by Tai Baokai. He was prepared to interrogate Yi Yuan's whereabouts. You will suffer retribution. The one who was still alive struggled in pain. He had been beaten by Su Yan's fist of the Big Dipper. The divine power in his body had been destroyed, and his vitality had dried up. It was like a piece of divine metal had smashed into him, causing him so much pain that he wished he was dead. This person was in despair. He could not even stand up. He screamed, "You will suffer retribution." Bam! Su Yan fiercely kicked out and ruthlessly kicked him up. He flew a few miles before he breathed his last. The silver passage was silent. The spectators were speechless. From the beginning to the end, the battle had been as fast as the wind. Three Transcendence Realm cultivators had suffered grievances. Even the experts from various clans who were watching through the corner of space did not know what to say. The Shui family was so angry that they were trembling. They gritted their teeth and their eyes were red. An elder roared. It was fine that Shui Jingyan had died, but now another Transcendence Realm cultivator had died as well. They had suffered too great a loss. Su Yan. Han Jin's face was distorted. He wanted to swallow Su Yan alive. His third disciple had died, but he was more concerned about the Galaxy Treasure Mirror. Han Tong had left the Galaxy Treasure Mirror behind to monitor the void, but now it had fallen into Su Yan's hands. Bastard! Han Jin was trembling with anger. The Galaxy Treasure Mirror was a rare treasure that was worth at least 2,000 kilograms of Heaven's Essence Stone. Now, it had been suppressed by Su Yan and kept in the broken cauldron. Shaowen wiped his cold sweat. This was too much of a slap in the face. They had waited in the Silver Passage with great fanfare. In the end, Su Yan had come and killed 4 Transcendence Realm cultivators. He really did not know what to say. This is heaven-defying. His cultivation speed is too fast. I realized that Su Yan's physical body has become stronger. He is in an extremely shocking realm in the Transcendent Realm. So what? He can't even compare to the champion of my clan. The Shui family patriarch was furious. His eyes were red with hatred. The people around him sneered. The Shui family could not bear to see Su Yan rise. They had tried to kill him again and again. Buzz! All of a sudden, in the silent Silver Passage, the void rippled like water, and a vast airflow spread out. The people in the surroundings were horrified. They saw the void become resplendent and dazzling. They saw a void formation burning, and a figure with resplendent and dazzling skin was currently moving through the void. Mizar Juzi. They could sense from the aura that this was Mizar Juzi traversing the void. They did not expect Mizar Juzi to have left a backup plan. He had placed a void array here so that he could rush over at the fastest speed. This was a two-way void array that was connected to each other. It could quickly reach the Silver Passage. Su Yan. Mizar Juzi's injuries had already healed. His aura was like a burning sun. His entire body was filled with divine power that was terrifying. It was enough to burn the void. Some of his power had already reached the Silver Passage. Mizar Juzi is here. He has set up a void array here. There was an uproar. Looking at the speed of the void array, Mizar Juzi would be here in a few breaths' time. Give me your life. Mizar Juzi was shocked and angry. He was already very close to the Silver Passage. Mizar Juzi, you were lucky to survive last time. What are you being so arrogant for? Su Yan's eyes shone brightly. His killing intent was like a heavenly knife. His natal cauldron entered Su Yan's life spring. The aura that gushed out caused Su Yan's awakening undulations to burn even more fiercely. Oh my God! The surrounding people were dumbfounded. Su Yan had actually attacked Mizar Juzi. He can't run away. He can only take the risk. Someone said the truth. Su Yan would not be able to leave this area in a short time. Once Mizar Juzi came to delay, Su Yan, Han Tong, and the others would rush over. Dong! Su Yan's punch was terrifying. A true dragon appeared. It was majestic and magnificent. It was the lawful embodiment of heaven and earth. The true dragon rose into the air and even entered the void array. It actually followed the power of the void array and traversed the void. It charged towards Mizar Juzi at an extremely fast speed. What a good Su Yan. His mastery of spatial shrinking has reached perfection. Kong Ao was full of praise. This was because of the power of spatial shrinking that such an attack could be produced. Mizar Hall Master's face darkened. When an expert used the void array to traverse the void, they would be in danger if they were disturbed. This was related to the distance they traversed. Just like the great figures of the Ancestral Hall in the past, the further they traversed, the greater the danger they would encounter. Although this void array was not big, once it was disturbed, it would be extremely dangerous. Kaboom! Su Yan unleashed the true dragon's secret technique, causing the vast void to tremble. A destructive storm was born. Layers of the void flickered, affecting thousands of miles of the void. It was about to completely collapse under the interference of the true dragon. Kacha! The void was disturbed. This was too dangerous. Mizar Juzi seemed to have been crushed. Countless void forces were distorting, causing Mizar Juzi to be distorted as well. Chapter 250. This is bad. The void array has been disrupted. Mizar Juzi is in danger. This Su Yan actually dared to attack Mizar Juzi. This traitor deserves to die. The elders of Mizar Hall were uneasy. They had been watching the battle through Cosmos Edge and thought that the outcome had been decided with Mizar Juzi's arrival. However, They did not expect Su Yin to be able to disrupt the void on such a large scale. This was a result of the void turbulence. Thousands of miles of the void was like a tunnel that destroyed all signs of life. Damn it! Mizar Juzi roared angrily. He constantly channeled his strongest power and tried to open up the void to create a safe passage. This was because he had traversed a long distance, thousands of miles. This caused the void within thousands of miles to be filled with a destructive aura that was enough to destroy all signs of life. The secret skill of the true dragon. I don't know how Su Yin got his hands on it. This secret skill seems to be related to the void. The living beings near the silver passage discussed. Su Yin was too ferocious. Punch after punch, he evolved the secret skill of the true dragon. No, it's because of the earth shrinking technique. It seems like Su Yin has comprehended the essence of it. Otherwise, he would not be able to disrupt the void array. Don't forget that Su Yin is a mystical arts cultivator. Yes, this secret skill is too rare and ancient. I did not expect Su Yin to be able to comprehend the mysteries of the void. His perceptivity is really shocking. Combined with the mystical arts cultivator's technique, he was able to disrupt the operation of the ancient void array. Every punch filled the void. Su Yin used the earth shrinking technique to create an extremely powerful killing force. The true dragon swooped down in the void and created chaos. It caused the void turbulence and put Mizar Juzi in danger of being destroyed. He felt like he was going to die. His body was going to be crushed by the power of the void that came crashing down. Open for me. Mizar Juzi let out a roar and took out a divine furnace that burned brightly. Mizar Juzi channeled his strongest battle strength and released his solar body to the maximum to activate the divine furnace. This divine furnace burned even more fiercely. The furnace's body intertwined with a blurry image of a red sun. Bang! Kaiyang Juzi's arcane energy was extremely strong. He took out the divine cauldron, and the cauldron spat out a huge red sun that burned through the layers of void and tore the turbulence in the void apart. Bang! 500 miles away, Mizar Juzi fell from the void. His body was covered in blood, and his aura was weak. He had used all his strength to open up the void and escape. Just as Mizar Palace Master and company heaved a sigh of relief, they saw Su Yin fly up, his hair fluttering behind him. This evil creature. The elders of the Mizar Hall were furious. Su Yin was absolutely unrestrained as he charged forward. Of course, he covered a distance of 250 kilometers. But now that Su Yin had used spatial shrinking to travel here, it wouldn't take long for him to reach his destination. Before he could cross over, he took out his life cauldron and tossed it up. Boom! The natal cauldron turned into a giant celestial body and was hurled out by Su Yin. It was wrapped in a world-shaking aura as it smashed into the area where Kaiyang Juzi had fallen. Bang, bang, bang. The entire area was shaking. The natal cauldron was extraordinarily heavy. There were some cultivators in the area who were passing by. They were all trembling when they saw the cauldron descend from the sky. It was domineering, and when it came crashing down, they were all on the verge of exploding. Su Yin, you dare to kill me? I'll kill you. Kaiyang Juzi was enraged. He suddenly soared into the sky. Although he was severely injured, the vitality in his body was still vigorous. His entire body was bathed in the sun's divine light. He took out his divine cauldron and smashed it at the incoming cauldron. Bang! At the moment of impact, the area exploded. Under the disbelieving gazes of the crowd, Kaiyang Juzi's divine cauldron was sent flying by Su Yin's life cauldron. The huge force even caused Kaiyang Juzi to feel as though he had been struck by lightning. The weight of this cauldron is really shocking. The Big Dipper suppresses the Tao of weapons here. Tao weapons can't unleash their power at all. But this cauldron is after all forged from a supreme grade celestial body. It's too heavy. Some people were discussing how rare supreme grade celestial bodies were. Forged into a cauldron by Su Yin, it could easily crush mountains. Immediately after, they saw Su Yin pounce over. He activated the tyrant body technique and stood at the peak to attack Kaiyang Juzi. This shocked them. Could Su Yin have become something? He even wanted to kill Kaiyong Juzi. Bang, bang, bang. The entire mountain range was shaking. Divine light shot up into the sky. The two cultivators, with their blood essence soaring into the clouds, clashed here, creating destructive ripples that swept out in all directions. In an instant, rubble flew into the clouds. Smoke and dust filled the sky. Divine sounds were deafening. Isn't that Su Yin? He can actually fight a heavily injured Kaiyong Juzi. As expected of the Big Dipper prodigy, the current Su Yin can definitely fight a transcendent 6th-tier cultivator to the death. Some people were shocked. This was already quite terrifying. After all, Su Yin was still in the transcendent realm. The tyrant body technique is too strong. Some elders of the Big Dipper lineage were envious. This was the supreme secret technique of their lineage. Once the tyrant body technique was activated, Su Yin was like a tiger that had grown wings. His combat power rose steadily, and he could temporarily reach the transcendence realm. However, under the tyrant body technique, he was greatly exhausted. The main reason was that his opponent was Kaiyong Juzi and not anyone else. Kaiyong Juzi was even more furious. Su Yin actually had such combat power that he could fight a heavily injured Kaiyong Juzi. Kill! Both of them roared, and their divine bodies began to awaken from the beating. Suppress! Kaiyong Juzi's life force was tenacious. A golden star chart appeared behind him, and the image of the sun star appeared. This chart was filled with a divine aura, as if it was a heavenly chart refined by a deity. However, what made the onlooking cultivator's hair stand on end was that when the sun star chart descended from the sky and pressed down on Su Yin, a blurry image appeared behind Su Yin. Although it was blurry, it was like chaos was surging. The sun star chart was riddled with holes and cracked open in the void. Ah! Kaiyong Juzi screamed, and his body trembled. He was in a terrible state. When he was crossing the void, his combat power was greatly reduced. Now he was attacked by Su Yin. Even his body was suppressed and started to tremble. What kind of body is this? I've never seen such an image before. Su Yin also has a divine body, but I can't tell what kind of divine body it is. Kong Ao and the others were shocked. Looking at Su Yin's appearance, he should have a divine body. However, why was his physical body image so shocking? This image was not inferior to the image of a supreme body. Su Yin pounced over, and a true dragon soared into the sky behind him. Along with Su Yin, an extremely powerful battle strength surged. Bastard! Kaiyong Juzi's face was pale. His injuries were serious. If this battle continued, his foundation would be greatly damaged. Although Su Yin used the tyrant body art, he did not know fatigue. He attacked again and again, his strongest power surging out and enveloping Kaiyong Juzi. Boom! They fought fiercely. Kaiyong Juzi also began to fight with his life. Each of his moves was fierce, and he evolved a great magical power to fight Su Yin. Su Yin's performance was amazing enough. However, a starving camel was still bigger than a horse. Su Yin felt that it would be difficult to kill Kaiyong Juzi. Crack! Kaiyong Juzi's chest was bombarded by Su Yin, and his sternum was broken. However, Kaiyong Juzi's palm struck Su Yin. This palm was strong and domineering, causing Su Yin's entire body to vibrate. Everyone was stunned. What kind of terrifying physical body was this? It was as if iron was being forged, producing such a loud sound. However, Su Yin was not in a good state either. Blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. He must have suffered some internal injuries. However, he was fine. Compared to the pain of the lightning body refinement, it was nothing. Leave quickly. You can't kill him now. If you cultivate to the 9th level of the transcendent realm, there will be hope. Tai Baotsai's expression changed. He sensed a vast starry sky aura coming from afar. He guessed that Han Tong had also heard the news and was rushing over. He will be here soon. I'll spare your life first. I'll kill you next time. Su Yin snorted coldly. He pushed his divine power into the sky. Strong and domineering, huge stars appeared one after another, emitting a terrifying aura. The Big Dipper fist was manifested by Su Yin and blasted upwards. In the face of such power, Mizar Juzi used his strongest strength, but was still shaken to the point that his entire body trembled. He was sent flying, and his body crashed into the rubble. Bam! Kaiyang Juzi's face was gloomy. Without a word, he slammed his palm on the ground and rose up. He took out his divine furnace and formed a defensive stance. Following that, he was furious because he realized that Su Yin had used spatial contraction to escape. Boom! At this moment, a huge hand that blotted out the sky stretched out from afar. It had the power to pluck the stars in the universe. The huge hand was resplendent, and its 5 fingers were like mountains. It covered the sky and the sun, covering dozens of miles. It descended from the sky and pressed down. Suppress. Han Tong rushed over quickly. He roared and used the star-plucking hand to capture Su Yin. Oh my God! Han Tong has suppressed Su Yin. The surrounding people were tongue-tied. They saw the star-plucking hand sweeping everything before it. It descended from the sky and pressed down on the void. A shadow was shaken out of the void. Good. Kaiyang Juzi's anger turned into joy. He was covered in blood. When he saw Su Yin being suppressed, he laughed loudly. Good. You're indeed the eldest senior brother. I'm impressed. I'm completely impressed. No need to be so polite, junior brother. This worm has been jumping around for too long. Watch how I suppress him. Han Tong was also overjoyed. However, he did not expect to suppress Su Yin so easily. For a moment, he was beside himself with joy. Good, this is great. Han Tong is indeed the eldest senior brother of the Big Dipper bloodline. I'm impressed. The Shui family leader laughed. He did not expect Han Tong to arrive in such a timely manner. He used the star-plucking hand to shake Su Yin out of the void. What a pleasant surprise. Han Jin could not help but catch his breath. His old face was full of smiles, like a blooming chrysanthemum. He was so happy that he could not close his mouth. Some big shots were suspicious. Wasn't it too easy? How could Su Yin be suppressed so easily? This brat is even more slippery than a loach. How could he be suppressed so easily? Shaowen's face was full of disbelief. In fact, Han Tong was also secretly surprised. He was just testing things out just now. He did not expect to be able to suppress Su Yin. He could not help but sigh. Luck, it's all luck. I, Han Tong, am indeed very lucky. No one noticed that Su Yin and Tai Baokai had already slipped away. Chapter 251. Evil Creature. Kneel down and submit to your punishment. At the Silver Passage, Mizar Juzi charged forward with rage. He kicked at Su Yan's knee. Kacha! Under the shocked gazes of the crowd, Su Yan's knee cracked. Everyone was stunned as they recalled the moment when Mizar Juzi and Su Yan were fighting. Mizar Juzi's palm strike landed on Su Yan's body and produced a metallic clang. This meant that Su Yan's physical body was strong enough to shake the world. However, Mizar Juzi was still heavily injured. How could he injure Su Yin so easily? This didn't make sense. Kacha! Immediately after, under the stunned gazes of the crowd, this person's body cracked and finally exploded with a bang, turning into a pile of rubble. This place was eerily quiet. Some people couldn't speak, and some turned to leave. Their hearts were filled with disdain. Prostrate? Screw your mother. As for Han Tong, his face was purple with anger. He couldn't control his emotions and was trembling with anger. A mouthful of blood gushed out uncontrollably. Damn, this was too humiliating. Han Tong and Mizar Juzi were both purple with anger. Damn it. The images that appeared in the cosmic edge made the faces of the various experts here darken. Wasn't this too much a bully? A huge rock transformed into Su Yin and tricked them. They still rushed up excitedly, thinking that they had suppressed Su Yin. Especially Han Jin and the Shui family head. Their faces were burning with pain. This was too much of a slap to their faces. They thought that they had captured Su Yin alive and didn't expect that they had only captured a huge rock. They were still excited for a long time. Now that they had missed the best opportunity to capture him, Su Yin was probably nowhere to be found. Su Yin had already traversed thousands of miles. He could vaguely feel the resentment of Han Tong and Mizar Juzi. They were like 2,000-year-old women, and he couldn't help but laugh. The 9 transformations mystique could change a person's aura. Even though this secret art wasn't particularly powerful, it had quite a number of uses. Without powerful eye techniques, it would be difficult to discern the real from the fake. He had traversed over 10,000 miles, and it was as if he had barged into a holy land of cultivation. Strand after strand of extremely powerful life energy surged here, accompanied by rich heaven and earth essence energy. He swallowed a few mouthfuls, and then his flesh shone brilliantly. The divine force in his body that was seriously damaged was replenished. What a powerful world! Su Yin was shaken. This was the most powerful life ancient star. It contained the essence of heaven and earth, and exuded an extremely powerful aura of life. Su Yin sensed this world. He felt that if he cultivated and comprehended the Tao here for a long time, his essence, qi, and spirit would change accordingly. The strongest ancient star with the strongest life gives birth to the strongest heroes. It's not empty talk. Su Yin murmured. No wonder everyone wants to be crowned as the supreme of star area. After all, the Big Dipper star area used to be one of the 10 most powerful forces. It had the strongest ancient star with life. If one could grow up with the strongest ancient star, it would be a great opportunity. However, this was extremely difficult. It was not so easy to gain the recognition of the strongest life ancient star. Bang! They did not continue to traverse, but instead opened up a cave residence here. Tai Baokai took out the suppressed Shui family cultivator and beat him until his face was bruised and swollen. It was too horrible to look at. He cried out miserably, I'll talk, I'll talk. The person who came out from the foot of Savage Mountain was not captured alive. He ran far away, and now his whereabouts are unknown. Su Yin heaved a sigh of relief after hearing this. He did not know where Yuan was now. If he had escaped safely, he should have come to the Star Tomb. Tai Baokai opened his storage pouch and searched for many good things. However, it was disappointed that it did not find anything related to the pill formulas. However, Su Yin found some rare divine materials in Shui Jingyun's storage pouch. They were all very precious. He estimated that it would be impossible to take them without thousands of heavenly essence stones. Su Yin could not help but sigh. As expected of a genius from the Shui family, he was too rich. Shui Jingyun is a genius from the Shui family. He should know the second pill formula. I think these materials should be the great medicine needed to refine the second pill formula. Su Yin whispered in his heart. He began to interrogate the Shui family cultivator again. In the end, he came to a conclusion. The pill formula was in the hands of an important member. Shui Jingyun only knew what materials were needed, but he did not know the specific refining method. After all, the pill formula was very important. He did not have it on him. Shualong definitely has it. Tai Baokai said fiercely. That's a good idea. Capture Shualong. He must have the pill formula. Su Yin thought. The first pill formula was very impressive. To a family, it was a priceless item. It could be used to cultivate outstanding disciples. After all, it was a pill formula left behind by a mighty figure. It was a formula to cultivate the strongest Ingjia. Su Yin took out the broken cauldron. The Galaxy Treasure Mirror was suppressed inside. Refine the Galaxy Treasure Mirror, and this treasure will be mine. Su Yin sat there cross-legged. The power of his primordial spirit emerged. The Galaxy Treasure Mirror had Han Tong's imprint. As long as he could destroy this imprint, he could control the Galaxy Treasure Mirror. This was not difficult for Su Yin. He spent some effort to destroy the imprint on the mirror and imprint his imprint on it. Buzz! The Galaxy Treasure Mirror woke up on its own. It was silver white and shiny. The surface of the mirror was surrounded by starry waves. Chi! Su Yin took out the Galaxy Treasure Mirror. The mirror projected rays of starlight. This was a special treasure that could explore the void and even break array formations. This was because the Galaxy Treasure Mirror was a spatial treasure. Boom! Su Yin studied the Galaxy Treasure Mirror and finally unleashed its power. The mirror projected a ray of light that shone on Tai Baokai. Ah kid, what you doing? Tai Baokai screamed. The Galaxy Treasure Mirror was a Tao weapon. Although it was suppressed in the Big Dipper Tao, this treasure was extremely extraordinary. The light it projected was like a starry tunnel. Tai Baokai was suppressed. It was suffocating and uncomfortable. It struggled to break free, but could not break free from the light that shone on its body. Tai Baokai circulated all its strength and took out its intrinsic bamboo. Only then did it break free from the power that imprisoned it. Good treasure. Su Yin was pleasantly surprised. This item was too extraordinary. It could imprison enemies. Under the illumination of the mirror, even transcendent realm cultivators would be imprisoned. It could even interfere with Transcendence Realm cultivators. This was a Tao weapon. If it was at its strongest, even Transcendence Realm cultivators would be imprisoned. With this item in hand, I can use spatial contraction to cross the void. The safety rate is greatly increased. Su Yin put away the Galaxy Treasure Mirror with satisfaction. They did not stay here for long and quickly left, preparing to continue forward. In the core region, the deeper they went, the more vigorous the spiritual essence of heaven and earth became. Along the way, they found some natural treasures, especially some spiritual herbs. The medicinal value was very high, easily 5,000 to 6,000 years old. This made Su Yin speechless. There were definitely countless treasures here that he could find with his dragon totem. The Big Dipper is so big. Where can we find the Immortal Mountain? Tai Baokai was most concerned about this matter. Let's go to Big Dipper City. It is said that Big Dipper City was the most prosperous city in the Big Dipper constellation. This city still exists and did not collapse with the Big Dipper. Su Yin was curious. Why did the Big Dipper collapse? Could it really be like what was said in history? That it was crushed by the Immortal Mountain? This was a mystery. Although hundreds of thousands of years had passed, it was still one of the biggest mysteries in the universe, causing people to be lost in fanciful thoughts. When night fell, Su Yin had already rushed to his destination. Even though he was far away, Su Yin could clearly feel the grand aura in the distance. It was like a heavenly furnace that pierced the heavens, sitting at the end of the horizon. When he saw the Big Dipper City, Su Yin was shocked from the bottom of his heart. This city was too grand. The silver walls towered into the clouds and rushed towards the heavens. This did not look like a city, but more like a world. The huge city was grand, gushing with heavenly essence and lingering with auspicious clouds. In the sky above the huge city, the sun, moon, and stars revolved. They all seemed somewhat insignificant. This city was really grand and was filled with the aura of the most powerful life forms and ancient stars. The city gates were open, and there was no one guarding them. Cultivators could enter at will. This city was once glorious and prosperous. After hundreds of thousands of years, it still stood here, enough to accommodate millions and millions of lives. Su Yin rushed into the city. As soon as he arrived, he realized that Big Dipper City was really amazing. He did not know how many resources had been spent to build it. It was definitely priceless. In the sky above the city, the sea of clouds churned, the starlight scattered, and the moonlight overturned. Su Yan's body was sparkling and translucent, and his temperament was somewhat sacred. The moonlight and starlight that filled the sky drilled into his body, nourishing his physique. In the long run, the human body would become extremely shocking. It had to be said that Big Dipper City was terrifying. The resources spent to build such a huge city would easily make people tremble. Big Dipper City was very lively, and there was an endless stream of people coming and going. Some shops were occupied and opened by trade associations to trade all kinds of resources and treasures. This city was too big, and the trade associations were very harmonious. A large number of shops were empty. Generally speaking, the Big Dipper would not be open for more than 10 years before it closed on its own. Find a Cosmos Business Alliance and sell the mine. Su Yin muttered in his heart. He lacked celestial essence stones. In the future, when he cultivated to the Transcendence Realm, the resources he would consume would be even greater. Just as Su Yin crossed the first street, his eyelids twitched because he saw a familiar face. There were many onlookers here, but those standing here all had powerful auras. Suyin saw a purple-clothed girl. She was graceful and elegant, and her clothes fluttered in the wind. She had a kind of immortal aura that attracted people's attention. Some people were discussing in low voices, comparing Fairy Zixia to Fairy Big Dipper. One had to admit that she was peerless in appearance. Some geniuses were envious and wanted to talk to her. Supremacy Shueguan is still the most terrifying. Even the geniuses of the outer realm are taking the initiative to talk to him. Some people were jealous that Fairy Zixia was talking to Supremacy Shueguan. This scene made Su Yin shake his head. She was probably trying to figure out what kind of inheritance Shueguan had obtained and what kind of heavenly divine abilities he had grasped. Who wouldn't be jealous of heavenly divine abilities? The young supremes of the 10 most powerful factions would fight with their lives on the line. Now that Shueguan was suspected to have obtained heavenly divine abilities, it attracted the attention of the outer realms. Supremacy Shueguan has displayed his might at the Big Dipper Pagoda. Unfortunately, I came too late and didn't get to see his glory. At this moment, a woman in fluttering white clothes arrived in spirals from the distance. Her snow-white skin flowed with emerald clouds, as if she was stepping on an emerald wave. She was beautiful and outstanding as she appeared here. The people in the surroundings frequently glanced sideways. This woman's appearance was outstanding, with emerald clouds curling around her body. Although there was a slight difference between her temperament and Fairy Zixia's, her appearance wasn't much inferior. 2 heavenly geniuses had arrived in succession, causing some men's hearts to beat faster. They couldn't help but feel jealous. This Shueguan had such great luck with women. It said that there are powers in the outer realms who want to marry their clan's pearl to Shueguan. Some people sighed. This was truly infuriating. That was a heavenly genius from a powerful race in the outer realms, a phoenix among men. Saint Ziwei, we haven't seen each other for many years. You've become even more magnificent. Shueguan's might overflowed into the heavens. He was like the blazing sun of the Big Dipper. His brilliance was the most dazzling and resplendent. He towered over the Big Dipper city like the king of the Big Dipper, overlooking the world. What? She's Saintess Ziwei? Did I hear wrong? The people in the surroundings were tongue-tied. The Saintess of the Crepe Myrtle sect. Just how honorable was her status? Supremacy Shueguan is too kind. Saintess Ziwei was graceful, her snow-white skin rippling with emerald clouds. Her curvaceous figure carried a pure and holy aura. She said softly, I'm afraid I won't be a saintess for much longer. Supremacy Shueguan should know what I'm talking about. Some of the geniuses from the outer realms were shaken. The Saintess of the Crepe Myrtle sect had changed. This was a major event that would shake the universe. At that time, a grand ceremony would be held, and all the geniuses of the world would be invited to attend. Some people had heard rumors that the Crepe Myrtle sect might produce someone with the extreme physique. Of course it's true. A heavenly genius said in a deep voice. Rumor has it that when this news was leaked out, all the great races in the universe sent their young geniuses to pay a visit. Rumor has it that there were even young supremacies who came, wanting to obtain this peerless pearl of the Crepe Myrtle sect. After all, she has the extreme physique. Chapter 252. Every time a supreme body appeared, it would attract the attention of all the forces in the outer regions. All the sects would do anything to recruit them. After all, once the supreme body grew up in the future, they would definitely rush into the universe, dominate the world, and become famous. What kind of force was the Crepe Myrtle sect? It was the true overlord of the Ziwei segmentum, and the sect only had female disciples. One could imagine the influence of the Crepe Myrtle sect in the universe. Some of the powerful clans in the universe had outstanding disciples of the Crepe Myrtle sect marry into them. As for Saint Ziwei, she was even more eye-catching. But this time, the holy body of Tying had appeared. Even some young primes couldn't sit still. They all rushed over to get to know her, hoping to win her heart. I heard from Xiaoli that there were some unpleasant things that happened back then. Saint Ziwei was pure and holy. Her green skin rippled, and her snow-white skin glowed. She chuckled and said, Shueguan, Don't take it to heart. Hearing this, Shueguan's face overflowed with a smile. He said lightly, young people have their own pride. Why would I take such a small matter to heart? Why, do you know this young man? I don't know him. Saintess Ziwei was graceful. She shook her head slightly and said, E.C. Yun is the saintess of our sect. After all, she is the holy body of Tying. She will walk an extraordinary path in the future. I really don't want her to have too many obstacles on the path of cultivation. If the elders of the Crepe Myrtle sect knew what you were thinking, they would be very happy. Shueguan laughed. After all, it's the position of saintess. You'll be high up in the future, and you're willing to give it up. Brother, don't make fun of me. The first elder is full of praise for you. He often talks about you after returning to the Crepe Myrtle sect. If you have time, go and meet the new E.C. Yin. Maybe you'll be surprised. Saintess Ziwei's words shocked the geniuses around. What kind of opportunity did Shueguan get? How could the first elder of the Crepe Myrtle sect value him, and even recommend him to meet the holy body of Tying? Could Shueguan's future really be extraordinary? To be able to compete with the exalted sovereigns? Saintess Ziwei was also curious. What kind of opportunity did Shueguan get? The extreme unholy body was very impressive, but Mengying was not satisfied with the young paragons who came to propose marriage. He said that they were not as good as Shueguan. Haha, Saintess Ziwei, if you abdicate, wouldn't we be able to marry each other? Suddenly, a deep voice exploded in this place. It was as if a huge heavenly furnace was burning. He hadn't even arrived yet, but the fluctuations of essence blood that filled the air caused everyone here to suffocate. This was a shadow that walked with a majestic gait. Its might was shocking, and its aura could devour rivers and mountains. Its entire flesh shell emitted a monstrous brilliance. Behind it, huge suns appeared in the sky one after another. They were like real suns, and their aura was blazing to the peak. Su Yin was astonished. The blood essence in this person's body was too vigorous and blazing. It was extremely valiant. Nine Suns God's son. Someone's expression changed as he recognized who the newcomer was. He was the divine son of the Nine Suns starfield. The Nine Suns starfield was the strongest ancient planet with life. This Nine Suns godson was famous in the exalted starfield, and there were few who could match him among the younger generation. Saintess Ziwei frowned. Everyone knew that the saintesses of the Purple Myrtle sect would not marry. Even if they did, they would be young paragons who were truly invincible in the starfield. They were dragons and phoenixes among men. Moreover, what kind of power was the Purple Myrtle sect? In some eras, the sect had a saintess who was invincible in the starfield. Nine Suns God's son, you want to marry Saintess Ziwei with your measly strength? A disdainful voice sounded, shaking the starry sky. It was as if tens of thousands of lightning bolts were striking down. Heaven and earth blazed with a dazzling light. This was a shadow that descended from the heavens, sweeping over like a terrifying bolt of lightning, leaving everyone here horrified. The young paragons of the divine firmament starfield. This was also the strongest ancient planet with life. This person's body spewed out strands of lightning. His entire body seemed to be formed by a sea of lightning. It was terrifying. He stared at Nine Suns godson with cold eyes and spoke with disdain. Lei Yuguang, I'm enough to suppress you with my measly strength. Nine Suns godson was enraged. Suns rose behind him. Each of them was like a sun that rotated in the sky. Thousands of blazing flames pressed down on Lei Yuguang. As for Lei Yuguang, his aura shook. Thousands of lightning bolts circulated around his body. He was like the master of lightning. The lightning behind him collided with the incoming suns. For a moment, the world was bright and dark. The two paragons from the outer domain fought together. They soared into the sky and clashed continuously. Why are there so many paragons from the outer domain? Some of the geniuses in the Big Dipper starfield had ugly expressions. This was the strongest ancient planet in the Big Dipper starfield. But now, the paragons from the outer domain were obviously here to fight for opportunities. Someone asserted, they must be here for the Big Dipper fist. After all, it was the Big Dipper fist of the all heavens. I heard that some paragons came here to prove their Tao on the Big Dipper. They hoped to be conferred the title of Big Dipper Supreme. What a slap in the face. Although the Big Dipper bloodline also has paragons, Mizar Godson and the others are weaker. The Big Dipper bloodline is getting worse with each generation. That's right. Although the Big Dipper paragons opened the 9-day Song gates and have extraordinary combat power, his cultivation base is too weak. It's difficult for him to shoulder the burden of the Big Dipper bloodline. Speaking of which, you guys still don't know about Su Yen. He now has the combat power to fight against Dharma characteristic cultivators. The genius of the Xue family, Xue Jingyun, was killed by Su Yen. He died here in the Silver Passage. What? Xue Jingyun was killed? Everyone present was speechless and dumbfounded. This was a bit shocking. After all, Xue Jingyun was Shueguan's cousin. He was a genius of the Xue family. Who would have thought that Su Yin would be at this point? Saint Zi Wei was a bit surprised. The name Su Yin sounded a bit familiar. Murderous light leaked out from Shueguan's body. The hands and feet of the people around him turned cold. Shueguan was really angry. Xue Jingyun was killed. This was a cruel blow to the Xue family. After all, it was not easy to cultivate a young genius. Big Brother Jingyun was killed. Xuelong had arrived, and he was becoming more and more extraordinary. His entire body was exuding vigorous blood essence, and a Dharma idol was about to condense behind him. It was obvious that Xuelong was about to enter the Dharma idol realm. He ran over and roared. This trash actually killed Big Brother Jingyun. You deserve to die. If you dare to come out, I will make you regret being born. Su Yan's eyes were a bit cold. He looked at Xuelong and withdrew his gaze. This kid has cultivated to the peak of the divine realm and wants to manifest his Dharma image. He's definitely a moving treasure trove. Tai Baokai said fiercely, the pill formula is more important. I see that his essence blood is too vigorous, and his divine power is at its peak. Su Yan did not stay here for long and quickly left. Soon, he found a shop opened by the Cosmos Business Alliance. After Su Yan went in, Tai Baokai took out a token and gave it to the manager. A middle-aged man with dark skin identified it for a while and said solemnly, "So you're a friend of Miss Z Xioning. My name is He Jing. If you need any treasures, you can tell me directly." "We don't need any treasures. We have a mineral vein that we can sell to you." Su Yan's words shocked He Jing. He asked, "What kind of mineral vein?" "According to my investigation, it's a large mineral vein. The mineral vein is full of energy and divine materials are produced inside." Su Yan's reply moved He Jing. A normal mineral vein was not worth much, but a large mineral vein would be incredible. It would definitely produce divine materials, and the value of such a mineral vein was hard to estimate. But this is the Big Dipper after all. Excavating. He Jing wanted to say something, but stopped. Su Yan said directly, "I'll provide you with the location. You can investigate it yourself. You can decide how to deal with it. You just need to provide me with a sum of heavenly essence stones." This. He Jing looked troubled. After all, he was Z Xioning's friend, and he did not dare to earn too much. This kind of transaction would take a long time, and it was hard to estimate the value. He was afraid that the other party would be unhappy if he gave too little, and he was afraid that he would suffer a loss if he gave too much. "I trust the reputation of the Cosmos Business Alliance." Su Yan chuckled and said, "I can wait a few months for the heavenly essence stones before coming back for it. I believe that this mineral vein will not disappoint the Cosmos Business Alliance. In fact, this mineral vein might not even be in the core region." Auctioning mineral veins was not rare, but because it was on Big Dipper, it was very difficult to mine, and it was not safe. The risk was high, and the value was not high. The Universe Commerce Alliance would probably choose to sell it. "All right, I'll get someone to investigate first, and then try to sell it." He Jing nodded after a while. Even if he was the middleman, he would be the one to share the profits under normal circumstances. No faction would dare to renege on the debt of the Cosmos Business Alliance. After Su Yin left, He Jing pondered and then said in astonishment in his heart, "Could he be Su Yin? Surveying mineral veins, especially large mineral veins, is not something an ordinary person can do. Only those with special abilities can quickly lock onto the mineral vein. Jing was in full swing. If it was really a large mineral vein, then it would be a huge profit. Now that the core region was bustling with people, and there were few cultivators in the outer regions, the difficulty of mining was relatively low. After all, everyone was afraid of being robbed while mining. Su Yin bought some ores from the shop and was preparing to refine a killing weapon to protect himself. Now that the Heaven's Chosen contest was in the core region, danger was everywhere. He had to ensure his own safety, cultivate and break through to the 7th level of the transcendent realm. Su Yin wasn't prepared to leave. After fighting with Mizar Juzi, he knew that his transcendent art's power wasn't enough. Every time he broke through a small realm, his tyrant body art's power would become stronger. Su Yin found an inconspicuous house and began his closed-door training. Tai Baokai was restless and ran out for a stroll to gather information. A few days later, Tai Baokai brought back a piece of news that made Su Yan's expression change. In the core region of the Big Dipper, there were some terrifying training grounds. One of them could be said to be a land of death with large amounts of lightning. "We must go," Tai Baokai said in a low voice. "Some of the lands of death aren't for us to explore. It's too dangerous, and it's easy for others to discover our tracks. Before we leave, think of a way to capture Shuel Long alive." Su Yin didn't set off immediately. He remained in seclusion. Day after day, more and more cultivators gathered in the Big Dipper city. News of young prodigies' expeditions would often spread. The Schweff family put in a lot of money. They took out 500 kilograms of heavenly essence stones as a reward for Su Yan's whereabouts. Han Jin's Galaxy Treasure Mirror was also taken away by Su Yin. Now that Su Yin has too many treasures on him, the 500 kilograms of heavenly essence stones reward is too little. The matter attracted everyone's attention. Shui Jingyan was killed. Regarding a Big Dipper prodigy who opened the 9-day Sown gates, the outer region prodigies were all paying attention to this matter. In the blink of an eye, half a month had passed. Some areas in the core region were filled with the smell of blood. The expeditions were too tragic. Even prodigies had fallen, causing a sensation. A large number of cultivators couldn't participate. In some treasure lands that nurtured the essence of heaven and earth, they could only be cannon fodder. I've broken through. Su Yin spent more than 20 days to open the 7th level, using up a total of 150 kilograms of heavenly essence stones. This made his heart ache, but the surge of divine power in his body made him satisfied. Su Yan's eyes suddenly opened. He came to the street and looked into the distance. He saw a majestic official residence on the Big Dipper. Colorful divine light surged out and pierced through the sky, accompanied by extremely exuberant essence blood chi and the primordial power of heaven and earth. This is the 2nd pill formula. It must be refined by Shuel Long to break through to the Dharma characteristic realm. Su Yan's eyes were red. Tai Baokai hurried over. It had received news that Shuel Long had invited an alchemist to refine pills day and night. After half a month, he had refined a furnace of great medicine. Ha ha ha! An excited voice came from the official residence. Shuel Long laughed and said, "Good, very good. When I refine this furnace of great medicine, I'll be able to step into the Dharma characteristic realm. Su Yin, you trash, just you wait. My brother doesn't need to do anything. I'm enough to suppress you." Shuel Long was about to step into the Dharma characteristic realm. This made the passing cultivators jealous. How old was he? He was about to cultivate to the Dharma characteristic realm. One had to know that the Dharma characteristic realm was closely related to the life spring and the physical body. After all, one had to evolve the power of Dharma characteristic. When the time came, the physical body and the life spring would support the Dharma characteristic at the same time. Therefore, one had to temper one's cultivation to the extreme before choosing to break through. Think of a way to kill him and take the pill formula from him. Chapter 253. The aura of this official residence was boundless. The cultivators that passed by were all shocked. The medicinal furnace within the hall was gushing out rich and exuberant medicinal strength. Blood essence roiled about, as if it was a furnace of divine medicine that contained divinity. This was definitely a furnace of great medicine made from divine materials. Its value was shocking. The price to gather this furnace of great medicine would definitely be very high. Even some Dharma characteristic cultivators were envious. This cauldron of great medicine was of great help to Dharma characteristic cultivators. Now, Xuelong was using it to break through to the Dharma characteristic realm. This was too extravagant. After all, Xuelong was still young. Most cultivators his age were in the Tao Gate realm, but he was about to enter the Dharma characteristic realm. This is the place. Su Yin and Tai Baokai had already arrived. This prescription was too precious, and they wanted to snatch it as soon as possible. However, this official residence faintly emitted a terrifying wave of energy. This made Su Yan's expression change. Xueguan was definitely inside. It was simply unrealistic to take Xuelong away under his nose. This is bad. Xueguan is back to protect Xuelong. This is troublesome. Tai Baokai was flustered and exasperated. If Xuelong entered the Dharma characteristic realm, it would be difficult to suppress and take him away easily. What are you two whispering to each other about? Suddenly, a jade-white hand reached over and grabbed Tai Baocai's ear, causing Tai Baokai to scream in pain. When he turned his head, there was no one behind him. Who is it? Su Yin and Tai Baokai were on guard. They even wanted to leave this place. Once they alerted Xueguan, they would be in big trouble. Bam! The jade-white hand reached out from the void again and hit Tai Baocai's big round head. Tai Baokai almost jumped up and said angrily, "Who is it? Come out quickly. How dare you provoke Master Baokai?" While Su Yin was looking around, a jade-white hand appeared behind him. In the blink of an eye, the back of Su Yan's head was attacked. Su Yin shuddered and his head buzzed. He quickly turned around, and the galaxy mirror floating in his life spring shot out a ray of light, illuminating the void in front of him. Tai Baokai pulled a long face. A purple-clothed woman stood in the air with a smile on her face, revealing 2 dimples on her cheeks. She was preparing to make a sneaky move from behind. Her jade-white hands were about to grab Tai Baocai's tail. Boring. Fairy Zixia shrugged her shoulders helplessly. She was graceful and elegant, and her clothes fluttered in the wind. Her beauty was otherworldly. Su Yin never thought that she would be able to see through his sacred art's 9 transformations, which made Su Yin extremely speechless. What are you doing here? It's hot outside. It's all about fighting for good fortune. Why aren't you going? It's boring. If the Big Dipper ancestral bloodline doesn't appear, the Big Dipper Palace won't appear either. The other places of fortune don't have much attraction to me. Fairy Zixia was not interested in these fortunes. She stood in the air and said suspiciously, "Why are you guys being so secretive here? Don't tell me you guys are eyeing the pill recipe? Aren't you the same?" Su Yin scratched his head and said, "But Xueguan is here. Can you beat Xueguan?" Hearing this, Fairy Zixia made threatening gestures and said angrily, "It's just Xueguan. What's so difficult about that? Why don't we work together? I'll lure Xueguan out, and you guys can take away the cauldron just now." Su Yin was a little surprised. "You want to work with us? Can you beat Xueguan?" Don't try to goad me." This narcissistic Fairy Zixia was like a proud white swan. She looked as if she had seen through them and snorted. "Isn't it just Xueguan? I can deal with him. The heavenly divine powers that he has mastered must have a terrifying origin. If we can confirm it, we can find out what kind of inheritance he has. Even if you know that the inheritance has been taken away by Xueguan, can you still get it?" Su Yin frowned. "You don't understand. The inheritance of an almighty is amazing. If Xueguan doesn't comprehend the great Tao, he won't be able to get everything from the almighty's inheritance." Fairy Zixia said with certainty, "Everyone is tempted by this kind of inheritance. Even the super forces will fight for it. I'm not interested in the almighty's inheritance, but I'm interested in Xueguan's secret technique." Tai Baokai looked troubled, "But we're too weak. We can't break in at all. It's better to be your assistant. Don't give me the cold shoulder. I really underestimated you. Su Yin, I know you have a grudge against the Xue family. Fairy Zixia stared and urged, "Hurry up and make a decision. If you can get the elixir recipe, I can give you some benefits." Su Yin and Tai Baokai looked at each other. Fairy Zixia's origin must be extraordinary. Last time, she didn't make things difficult for them. Instead, she told them a lot of things related to cultivation. This person was somewhat trustworthy. "If you miss this opportunity, there won't be another one," Fairy Zixia said discontentedly. "Don't waste time. I'll find someone else to cooperate with." "Okay, as long as you lure Shueguan out, we can take the risk. But you have to make sure that we leave safely after this matter is done," Su Yin said in a low voice. This bastard Shuelong was too arrogant. If he didn't teach him a lesson, he would become more and more arrogant in the future. "No problem, as long as we can get the elixir recipe. If it wasn't inconvenient for me to make a move, I wouldn't have asked you to cooperate. Wait here and don't leave." Fairy Zixia disappeared into the void. Su Yin didn't know what method she used to force Shueguan out. He and Tai Baokai waited here and began to think about how to lure Shueguan out. If they made a move here, it would be impossible to succeed. In less than half an hour, not far from Shueguan's official residence, a blazing divine light suddenly surged out of the official residence. It was billowing with shocking anger. "What's going on?" Big Dipper City was in an uproar. The official residence of the divine son of the Nine Suns was dazzling. Large suns rose into the sky and lined up in the sky, burning down the void. Shueguan, the divine son of the Nine Suns, was furious. His target was Shueguan's official residence. Su Yin and Tai Baokai were stunned. They saw Fairy Zixia standing in the official residence of the divine son of the Nine Suns. Her white hands were covering her mouth as she laughed. What did she say? "Let the divine son of the Nine Suns show off his invincible might." Femme fatale, this demoness definitely didn't do anything good. Su Yin was confused. When he saw the divine son of the Nine Suns rushing over, he didn't hide his killing intent at all. Bam! The official residence of the Shueguan was shaking, and the palace was about to be crushed by his power. He took out a golden and dazzling halberd and pointed it at the residence of the Shueguan. "Get out here." The divine son of the Nine Suns was furious. He just happened to meet Fairy Zixia and chatted with her. Fairy Zixia said that Saint Siwei had been staying in the residence of the Shueguan for the past few days. This made the divine son of the Nine Suns furious. He had been pursuing Saint Siwei, but the woman he loved was staying in the residence of the Shueguan. This kind of humiliation was intolerable. "Are you crazy? How dare you barge into my residence?" Shueguan was not angry. He rose into the sky from his residence with shocking power. He sat cross-legged in the void with his black hair draped over his shoulders. His divine power shocked the sun and moon. His voice was like thunder from the nine heavens as he scolded the divine son of the Nine Suns. "Let me ask you, where's Saintess Ziwei?" The divine son of the Nine Suns opened his eyes and looked down at Shueguan's residence, looking for the whereabouts of Saintess Ziwei. "Do I need to tell you?" Shueguan's life essence was like an ocean, and his eyes shone with divine light. Who was he? He was called the Big Dipper Supreme by the experts of the various races in the Big Dipper starfield, but a mere divine son of the Nine Suns dared to question him here. This made Shueguan angry. Moreover, the divine son of the Nine Suns had barged into his residence. This was a great disrespect, a provocation to the Big Dipper Supreme. "Very well, Shueguan, come and fight me." The divine son of the Nine Suns was furious. He knew that Saint Ziwei and Shueguan knew each other. He did not believe that a desolate Big Dipper starfield could produce a young supreme. Moreover, he came for the supreme title of the Big Dipper starfield. Sooner or later, he would have to fight with Shueguan. Shueguan suddenly stood up. Heaven and earth trembled as the life essence in his body swept across the sky like an ocean. The two great experts erupted into battle and soared into the sky. After all, there were many living beings in Big Dipper City. Once they fought, many people would die. They did not want to cause a bloodbath. The battle was like raging waves crashing onto the shore. The battle between them was fierce to the extreme. There were even outer realm geniuses who soared into the sky to watch the battle. Some could not control themselves and wanted to join in. They're fighting. Su Yin acted according to the plan they just discussed. Shui Guan and the outer realm geniuses fought. Immediately, a large group of cultivators rushed out of Shui Guan's residence and rushed towards the location of the battle. This kind of battle could easily cross 1,000 miles of the battlefield. Soon, they were above Big Dipper City. With a shake of his body, Su Yin transformed into an ordinary young man and walked towards the Shui family. Just as he arrived at the Shui family's entrance, he was stopped by the guards. "I have something important to report." Su Yin walked up and bowed. "Brothers, I found Su Yan's tracks." "What?" "Su Yan's tracks. Wait here. Don't go away." The two guards were pleasantly surprised. One of them immediately rushed in to report. "Yes, didn't you say you'll give me 500 kilograms of heavenly essence stones?" Su Yin nodded with a simple and honest expression. He asked worriedly, "Will you keep your word?" "Of course." Shui Long rushed out in a hurry and said excitedly, "Tell me, where is Su Yin?" There were also two old cultivators following him. They frowned and were worried. After all, Shui Guan was not here. Moreover, they were suspicious. Shui Guan had just left, and Su Yin had arrived. Wasn't this too much of a coincidence? "Give me the heavenly essence stones first." Su Yin was still worried. "Don't stop dawdling. Do you think 500 kilograms of heavenly essence stones will be left out?" Shui Long said unhappily, "Hurry up and lead the way. If Su Yin escapes, I'll hold you responsible." Su Yin's head was like a rattle drum. He said that he would not lead the way without the heavenly essence stones. He even said that Su Yin would cultivate near Big Dipper City. "Sky Dragon, in case there's a trap, let's wait for Shui Guan to come back first." The two old cultivators from the Shui family were worried. Their cultivations were at the sixth heaven of the Transcendence realm, and they were in charge of protecting Shui Long. "If you don't dare to go, I'll go inform Mizar Juzi. He's already offered a reward anyway." Su Yin pretended to leave. This made Shui Long's face fall. "What trap? I'll go now. I have a treasure that Big Brother gave me to protect me. Don't worry, even an outer realm prodigy can't kill me." Su Yan's heart warmed. "Don't tell me this guy still has a great path pearl?" The two old cultivators hesitated. Since they were near Big Dipper City, there shouldn't be any danger. One of the old cultivators with sallow skin gritted his teeth. He took out 150 kilograms of heavenly essence stones and handed it to Su Yin. He said, "Kid, if the information is wrong, you know the consequences, right? Don't worry. I came to report as soon as I found him. He's definitely still here." Su Yin rolled up his sleeves and put away the heavenly essence stones. He said happily, "Brother Long, please. I'll take you there immediately. I guarantee you'll see Su Yan's tracks." Good. Looks like you're very confident. It's probably true." Shui Long's face was full of smiles. He was very happy to hear Su Yin call him Brother Long. He patted Su Yan's shoulder and said in a very loyal manner, "If you capture Su Yin alive, don't mention 500 kilograms of Heaven's Essence stones. I will give you another reward. Brother Long, please. We'll definitely succeed." Chapter 254. A dozen cultivators from the Shui family followed Su Yin. They were going to capture him alive. Among them, only an old cultivator with dark yellow skin could pose a threat to Su Yin. After all, he was an old cultivator at the sixth heavenly layer of the Transcendence realm and was an elder of the Shui family. He was the elder in charge of protecting Shui Long. As for the other elder, he was rushing to inform Shui Guan in case something unexpected happened. After all, this was a matter of great importance. If they could capture Su Yin alive, it would be of great use to Shui Guan. Su Yin sneered inwardly. Fairy Zixia was nearby. This elder would probably be secretly suppressed by Fairy Zixia before he could leave the city. "Hurry up, we can't let this trash escape." Shui Long was impatient and wanted to make a great contribution. What if he could capture Su Yin? Shui Long thought about it and smiled. Wouldn't his name shake the entire Big Dipper starfield? Soon, they left Big Dipper City. Under Su Yan's lead, they rushed into the distance. "Kid, why aren't we there yet? Didn't you say it was nearby?" The old cultivator with dark yellow skin was a little anxious. As soon as the Shui family elder asked, Su Yin hurriedly said, "Don't worry. We'll be there in about 10 miles. Be careful and hide your auras. Don't let Su Yin escape. Kiki, as long as we can find him, he won't be able to escape." Shuelong was full of confidence. His eyes were full of ruthlessness. He said, "Listen to my orders later. I have a great killing formation on me. It can definitely trap and kill Su Yin." The Shui family was also worried that something would happen to Shuelong. They took out a great killing formation from their treasury and gave it to Shuelong to protect himself. This formation could definitely seal off the void temporarily and trap Su Yin inside. This way, Su Yin won't be able to escape. We're almost there. Do you see a big mountain in front of us? Su Yin will cultivate at the peak of the mountain. Shuelong and the others were excited. They felt that this was most likely real. They groped their way up, and just as they were about to reach the peak of the mountain, these Shui family members immediately locked onto a Tai Baokai that was absorbing the essence of the sun and moon at the peak of the mountain. The Tai Baotsai's fat body glowed. It raised its big round head and swallowed the essence of heaven and earth. After refining it, its pores shone brilliantly and emitted auspicious multicolored light. This scene made Shuelong's eyes turn red. He knew that even if Tai Baokai was burned to ashes, he could not forget the scene of the pearl of the Great Path being taken away. He had always been brooding about it. "I've finally found you. Su Yin must be in the secret cave," Shuelong said hatefully. He gritted his teeth and ordered, "Surround the area. Clan Elder, you're in charge of setting up a great killing formation. Seal this place from the inside out. There can't be any accidents. We must capture Su Yin and that evil creature alive." The Shui family cultivators were also excited. They scattered in all directions. The great killing formation that Shuelong mastered was no small matter. It was a set of ancient formation flags that had been refined with a part of the Void Stone. It was very expensive. He quickly inserted this set of formation flags into the void in all directions. The Tai Baokai was cultivating. It silently swallowed the essence of heaven and earth and trembled from time to time. It was so excited that it could not calm down. "Evil creature, give me your life." At this moment, Shuelong's voice resounded through the peak of the mountain. The Tai Baokai was so excited that it almost fell to the ground. Its big eyes looked around and saw that 4 ancient formation flags had exploded in the void in all directions. One ancient formation flag after another emitted the power of the void. An earth-shattering divine might surged out and suppress the peak of the mountain like lightning. "It's here." The Tai Baokai laughed excitedly. This set of great killing formations was very powerful. It sealed the entire mountain, and the defense was tight. Even a fly could not escape. "Ha ha, killed him." The Shui family cultivators charged out. Shuelong smiled proudly. "Remember, don't kill them. I want to suppress this evil creature and make it my mount." The Shui family cultivators shouted and charged toward the Tai Baokai. However, as they charged, Su Yin took out the grade 4 golden Genesis brush. It seemed to be made of intertwined laws. Under Su Yan's refinement, the Genesis brush was awakened and emitted a mysterious aura. The golden Genesis brush seemed to have turned into a divine brush of laws. It was held by Su Yin. With a light tap, it triggered the divine might contained in the 4 formation flags. A large amount of formation mark power gathered and exploded with the golden Genesis brush. In a single exchange, several cultivators died tragically. They were killed by the power of the 4 formation flags. Who? The expressions of Shuelong and the others changed. When they turned their heads, they saw the person leading the way. As he grasped the golden Genesis brush and drew with it, an even stronger power surged out from the 4 ancient array flags and blasted toward Zhou Yuan. Not good. The Shui family elder turned pale. He took out a secret treasure and pressed it forward to block the power of the Genesis brush. However, Su Yin spat out a cauldron. It rumbled and rotated. The life cauldron rapidly enlarged. It was like a giant silver mountain and shattered the secret treasure into pieces. a cauldron refined from a supreme-grade astral body. He's Su Yin. The Shui family elder almost spat out blood. His eyes were about to pop out of their sockets, and his entire body was trembling. Su Yin had actually led them here. This was a scheme, a scam. Bang! Bang! Another few cultivators died. Su Yin held the Genesis brush and moved it forward. He said coldly, "If it was a powerful ancient formation, I would be afraid. However, you've underestimated the mystical sex ability to set up such a low-level ancient formation in front of me. This ancient formation can be used by me." Boom! The 4 ancient formation flags blazed and exploded. A storm of divine energy emerged and pressed down on them from all directions. One by one, the Shui family cultivators fell. Even the Shui family elder was under great pressure. However, his cultivation was profound, and his transcendent 6th-layer battle prowess had fully recovered. He was like a giant furnace burning and instantly broke apart the oncoming divine energy. "Let's go. Tianlong, let's go." The Shui family elder roared and took Shui Long into the air. Boom! The life cauldron hung high in the air and smashed down. This cauldron was as large as a mountain. Together with the might of the ancient formation flags, it contained an aura that could seal the heavens and the earth. For a moment, the blood in the Shui family elder's body roiled. His body felt like it was about to break apart. "Su Yin, you dare to trick me." Shui Long couldn't bear it. He wanted to make a great contribution and capture Su Yin. Who knew that Su Yin had set up a trap and was waiting for them to jump in? "You're not worthy. I'm just more interested in the pill recipes you have." Su Yin slowly rose into the air. The life cauldron floated above his head. His aura was majestic. He activated the Overlord body and his battle prowess sword. He broke into the Transcendence realm. In a breath, the entire mountain peak rippled with a terrifying aura. Shui Long was suffocating. His expression was very ugly. This was because Su Yin was too powerful. Palm after palm, each palm was majestic and contained the power of a dragon. This was the emergence of the power of the true dragon secret technique. He seemed to be tireless. He continuously waved his palm and bombarded the Shui family elder. A transcendent 6th layer was indeed powerful. However, Su Yin had the power of the ancient formation flags, and his battle prowess was also shocking. Under the continuous attacks, it was as if dozens of true dragons had drilled out. The Shui family elder trembled. After all, he was old, and his divine power couldn't keep up. It was difficult for him to fight with Su Yin. A transcendent 6th layer is indeed powerful. At the same time, Su Yin's hands were numb. If he hadn't entered the Transcendence 7th layer, Su Yin wouldn't have been able to fight with him. After all, this was an old cultivator. His battle prowess wasn't at its peak. Otherwise, Su Yin wouldn't have been able to fight with a Transcendent 6th layer cultivator. After over 100 consecutive attacks, the old cultivator could not hold on any longer. He coughed up blood, and his entire body felt as if 10,000 dragons were pressing down on him. He let out a shrill cry. "Su Yin, you're too audacious. You even dared to target Shui Long. I advise you to leave quickly. Otherwise, my clan's champion will grind your bones into dust." Bam! Tai Baokai found an opportunity and secretly attacked. He unleashed his strongest power and swung the golden bamboo. The bamboo spat out a bolt of golden lightning and hit the Shui family elder. "Ah!" The Shui family elder screamed. His body was char-black as he flew down and fell to the ground. "Su Yin, you piece of trash. You don't dare to fight with my brother, so you came to scheme against me." Shui Long's face was ferocious. He was suppressed by Su Yin. Suddenly, Shui Long's life essence was vigorous, but he couldn't withstand Su Yan's power. Bam! Su Yan's palm struck forward. Shui Long's hair was disheveled, his face caved in, and his teeth were broken. It was a horrible sight. The Shui family elder roared and rushed forward. Unfortunately, he couldn't take it anymore. Tai Baotsai's golden bamboo hit him again. He trembled like a dead dog. "Su Yin, you won't be able to kill me. My elder brother will definitely kill you and tear you into pieces." Shui Long's voice was filled with hatred. He didn't seem like a youth. His appearance was especially ferocious and cruel. He roared, "Kneel down now, and I'll let you die a little easier. Let me tell you, my brother will be here soon." Su Yan's expression was cold and indifferent. He slapped Shuelong's back again, causing his body to split apart and his internal organs to shift positions. Shuelong was in so much pain that he wished he was dead. However, he didn't despair. Instead, he let out a ferocious roar. "You don't dare to kill me, piece of trash. Wait until my brother comes. He'll make you beg for death." Boom! Su Yan waved his fist and punched him. He said coldly, "You're right. I won't kill you, but I'll destroy your foundation so that you'll never be able to step onto the path of cultivation." This fist was very cruel. It bombarded Shuelong until blood spurted out from his body. However, Su Yan's voice terrified him. Never be able to step onto the path of cultivation? His lifespan was only a few decades. Shuelong's heart was filled with fear. His hair stood on end as he ran. "Oof, where do you think you're going?" Su Yan closed in with large strides. With a stomp, the rules gushed out and densely covered the void. The lines of the rules gathered in the void like lightning to form a huge foot. The moment it stomped down, it was accompanied by a loud sound that shook the hearts of people. Su Yan's foot ruthlessly stomped on Shuelong's body, deforming it and causing him to cry out in pain. However, just as Su Yan's foot crippled Shuelong, his eyes flashed with a sinister light. A shadow flashed in his sea of consciousness. It was as if the Divine King was sitting cross-legged in his sea of consciousness and opened his eyes. "You're dead." Shuelong couldn't stop laughing. "Ha ha, Su Yan, you're dead. I told you, you can't kill me. It's just a Dharma idol imprint. Is this Shui Guan the Divine King?" Chapter 255. The battle was intense not far from Big Dipper City. Many people were watching, but what they didn't know was that Shui Guan had suddenly retreated. This shocked them. The Nine Sons' Divine Son shouldn't be able to defeat Shui Guan. "Shui Guan, haha, why are you running? Are you afraid?" The Nine Sons' Divine Son laughed. "This doesn't seem like the demeanor of a supreme. Weren't you quite capable just now? Don't run if you're so capable." Shui Guan was too lazy to talk to the Nine Sons' Divine Son. He continued to cross towards Big Dipper City. This scene caused the surrounding people to be flabbergasted. What exactly was going on? However, just as Shui Guan crossed the distance, the void he was in began to shake violently. It was as if a giant void dragon had awakened, revealing a sky-splitting aura that made the surrounding onlookers feel cold. This was a super powerful killing array in operation, secretly controlled by Zixia Fairy. She was buying time for Su Yan. Could it be that a genius wants to kill Shui Guan? The surrounding people's expressions were strange. The void killing array erupted too suddenly. Divine light emerged, as magnificent as a river and sea, trapping Shui Guan inside. He couldn't kill his way out at all. At the same time, in a corner near Big Dipper City, a mountain sank. Shui Guan's Dharma idol imprint was carefully arranged by him, and it was awakened when Shuelong was in danger. Clang! The 4 array flags inserted in the void were wailing. It was difficult to seal the power of Shui Guan's Dharma idol. Shui Guan's eyes also opened, and they were extremely cold. He saw Su Yan and even saw Shuelong, whose body had been beaten until it was deformed. His entire body was exuding a cold, murderous aura, and his Dharma idol imprint had been revived to the extreme. Boom! Su Yan waved his fist. He used his strongest combat power, the Big Dipper Fist, and pushed 6 stars across, bombarding Shui Guan's Dharma idol imprint. The super powerful collision cracked the mountain they were in. The array sealing the aura here was shattered, revealing waves of terrifying aura that swept across the sky. Kill! Su Yan's hair fluttered in the wind. His killing intent surged like the sea. His palm once again formed a fist seal. This time, his fist was fierce and tyrannical. 6 fists combined into one, forming the Big Dipper Fist. Even though it didn't have the power of a heavenly technique, this punch was already shocking enough. It pierced through the void and hammered towards Shui Guan's Dharma idol imprint. Boom! His Dharma idol imprint rumbled, distorted, trembled, and was about to explode. However, Shueguan's Dharma idol was also extremely terrifying. It vaguely transformed into a gigantic primordial divine mountain, forcibly blocking Su Yan's power. However, the surrounding void was also destroyed, and the four-array flag shattered. The energy ripples rushed out and caused a great commotion, attracting the attention of the surrounding people. All the cultivators who saw this scene were dumbfounded. Shuelong was the first to let out a mournful cry. His life spring was opened again, and the Tai Baokai took out a large number of treasures from it. There was even a storage space treasure. This was the second time Shuelong was robbed, and it was even the same creature. This made them tremble. They were going to defy the heavens. The Big Dipper city was already alarmed. Some cultivators looked into the distance and were dumbfounded. Even the distant area was filled with a terrifying aura. Bastard! Shueguan was furious. He had fully recovered, and his combat strength was unparalleled in the world. He stretched out his arms and tore apart the layers of void, killing arrays. He erupted with his most powerful combat strength. His life essence roared like a vast ocean, forcing the divine sun of 9 suns to retreat. Shueguan, what a good one! The Tai Baokai suddenly flew into the sky. Its aura soared to the limit. Under the shocking gazes of the surrounding people, a huge shadow rose behind the Tai Baokai in its berserk state. It was like a divine phoenix spreading its wings and splitting the sky. At this moment, the Tai Baokai seemed to have turned into a divine phoenix. It instantly exploded. Its fat claws swung, and the divine phoenix behind it spread its wings and suddenly smashed forward. Shueguan's Dharma power, which was fighting with Su Yin, was attacked by this power. His Dharma power was distorted and about to shatter. Secret true dragon technique. Su Yan's aura changed. His body was like a true dragon crossing the sky. It was like a floating light that cut through the void. It passed through Shueguan's Dharma power and tore in half. Secret true dragon technique. It's Su Yin. The Big Dipper city was in an uproar. They found it unbelievable that Su Yin had destroyed Shueguan's Dharma power. Let's go. After doing all this, Su Yin and Tai Baokai escaped into the void and began to traverse. This area was rippling with destructive power. Han Tong was the first to kill his way over. The star-plucking hand covered the void, wanting to suppress Su Yin. However, his speed was too slow. The earth-shrinking technique allowed him to traverse the void at a speed that no one could match. The terrain of the mountains and rivers were shrinking. Su Yin took a step forward and crossed several hundred li. A large number of cultivators rushed over. When they saw the scene of the collapsed mountain, their hands and feet turned cold. Shuelong seemed to have fallen. A large number of Shui family cultivators had died. What a ruthless person. He's too savage. It's Su Yin again. Some people muttered in fear. Billowing flames of fury were already rushing over from the distance, covering the sky and covering the sun. The surging killing intent and terrifying might cause the nearby cultivators to feel a chill all over their bodies. 10,000 spirits trembled in fear. They were overwhelmed. Shueguan was too strong. Shueguan had already arrived. He let out a furious roar as if he had turned into a qilin. He swallowed the sky and let out a thunderous roar. Su Yin might have killed Shuelong. Big Dipper City was in an uproar. This matter had blown up. When Shueguan and the 9 Yang Divine Child were fighting, Su Yin actually dared to attack him from behind. He killed a group of Shui family members and robbed Shuelong a second time. Shueguan was furious. Shuelong's body was deformed. Apart from his internal organs, all his bones were shattered. With such serious injuries, even if he recovered, it was very likely that there would be hidden injuries. At this time, auspicious clouds descended from the sky. Divine essence sprinkled down from the sky and gathered in Shuelong's mangled body. Saint Zi Wei floated over. She gently waved her jade-like hand and moved Shuelong's broken body over. She softly said, "Although the injuries are serious, there is still hope for recovery. Many thanks, Saintess Zi Wei." Shueguan was overjoyed. Little Dragon King and the others who rushed over were secretly resentful. The Ziwei sect must have grasped a shocking secret technique that could heal Shueguan. They didn't expect Saintess Ziwei to have such a good relationship with Shueguan. Saintess Ziwei actually helped him. Buzz. Shueguan's pupils also became cold. Blazing light overflowed into the sky and illuminated the void. Soon, he locked on a Su Yin who was using the void formation disc to cross. Now, Han Tong and the others were already chasing after Su Yin. Their speed was extraordinarily fast. "I'm going to kill your soul." Shueguan's expression was cold. In an instant, he leaped up and crossed the void. With his astonishing speed, he could definitely catch up with Su Yin in the shortest time possible. However, what was unexpected was that Su Yin had prepared many small void formations. He had spent a lot of money to buy them. People couldn't help but suspect that Su Yin had been planning for this for a long time. Ruthless, what a ruthless person. He dared to kill Xue Long. Damn, revenge is a dish best served cold. He can't even wait a few months. Too ruthless. I wonder if Su Yin can escape. I hope he can. Who knows, he might be able to fight with Shueguan in the future. Stop joking. Su Yin is still in the Divine Ability Secret Realm. Even if he enters the Transcendence Realm, he won't be able to catch up with Shueguan. The place was in an uproar. Han Tong and the others were already astonishingly fast, but Su Yin had prepared many small void formations. They crossed one after another and were already far away from Big Dipper City. Shueguan's strength is beyond my expectations. I thought I could trap him for a while with a killing formation. I didn't expect him to be so strong. I miscalculated. I'll protect you. Fairy Zixia transmitted her voice. She was hibernating in the void. Her voice was apologetic and even dignified. According to her estimation, Shueguan was not inferior to the young supremes who ran rampant in the world. "We're going to the Thunder, Ominous Land." Su Yin transmitted his voice. Fairy Zixia was stunned. She frowned and said, "It's too dangerous there. The chances of you dying are too high. I suggest you don't go. Lay low for a decade or so. Who knows, you might become famous in the nearby starfields in the future. We have no choice. If we don't improve our cultivation, we'll be hunted down every day." Su Yanzel was firm. He had done such a big thing. Shueguan would definitely see him as a thorn in his side. He would not be safe in the future. Now he had to improve his cultivation. Moreover, once the Big Dipper's restriction was gone, Han Tong and the others would kill their way in. It would be even more dangerous. What a daring fellow. "Charge! I'm a helpful goddess." Fairy Zixia chuckled and followed them. She was secretly protecting Su Yin. There were too many cultivators following them. Han Tong and the others chased after Su Yin with all their might. Shueguan's pupils were too powerful. They were locked onto Su Yin. Even with the small void formation, it was difficult to shake off Su Yin in a short time. Kill. At this time, someone rushed out from their hiding place and bombarded the void Su Yin was crossing. They wanted to beat him out of the void. Buzz. The galaxy treasure mirror hovered above Su Yan's head and stabilized the void. For a moment, even divine weapons could not shake the galaxy treasure mirror. Su Yan. This scene made Han Tong's hair stand on end. He shouted hysterically, "You can't escape. When I catch you, I'll tear you to pieces." Boom. Now Shueguan had caught up with Han Tong and the others. His expression was cold, and his pupils were rippling with terrifying killing intent. He said coldly, "If anything happens to Xue Long, I'll slaughter your whole family." He was also using a secret technique to disturb the void thousands of miles away. However, Su Yan's speed was too shocking. With the galaxy treasure mirror protecting him and stabilizing the void, he could cross the void safely. From here, he was not too far away from the Thunder Ominous Land. At this moment, Su Yin had already sensed a hazy, destructive aura in the distant world. It was like a thunder and lightning domain, rippling with destructive light. Countless lightning bolts struck down in the thunder and lightning domain, enough to tear apart any cultivator who trespassed here, who dared to enter this ominous land. Just as Su Yin was about to cross here, not far away from the thunder and lightning domain, a blood demon-like figure appeared. Zhu Xing looked up and laughed. Brat, either get lost in the thunder and lightning domain or come to me. I'll send you on your way. Holding the blood-colored halberd, he was as cold as a fiend god as he blocked the other path. Not good. Zhu Xing is here. Su Yin is done for. The thunder and lightning domain is ahead. Shui Guan and the others are behind him. He has no choice. Some people's expressions were very interesting. They saw that Su Yin was forced to the point of no retreat. He was now resisting at the edge of the thunder and lightning domain. The heroes were already closing in, especially Shui Guan's powerful and earth-shattering body. His majestic body was like an immemorial divine mountain that penetrated the heaven and earth. He emitted waves of sky-shattering aura and pressed down on Su Yan's direction. Boom! Boom! Just as the heroes were about to reach the thunder and lightning domain, the lightning within the domain suddenly became violet. The lightning merged into one and swept out like a wave. Chapter 256. The people in the surroundings were absolutely silent. The lightning tide had engulfed Su Yin and Tai Baokai. Because it came too suddenly, even Zhu Xing was startled. He was cursing in his heart. This was too much of a coincidence. How can you die? Han Tong and the others were flustered and exasperated. They tried to rush in, but the lightning tide was too ferocious. They could vaguely see Su Yin and Tai Baocai's bodies explode. Shui Guan has rushed in. It is still Shui Guan who is more skilled and daring. Cries of alarm rang out from all around. Shui Guan didn't stop. His martial prowess was extraordinary and his battle prowess was exceptional. He circulated his most powerful battle prowess and tore apart a corner of the lightning tide. He rushed into the danger zone. The people here turned pale. This was the great lightning domain, an extremely dangerous place. A moment of carelessness could bury an expert. However, Shui Guan was skilled and daring. He rushed madly all the way into the great lightning domain. Even if Su Yin was struck to death, he still wanted to obtain his memories and obtain the ancient scriptures he grasped. Rumble. The borders of the great lightning domain boiled over. The sudden release of the lightning tide was too tyrannical. It could destroy the heaven and earth, push away dry weeds, and obliterate all life. Even Shui Guan encountered a torrential pressure. Countless bolts of lightning emerged from this peerless danger zone. Tens of thousands of lightning bolts hacked down, pulverizing everything. Buzz! Shui Guan's body was terrifying. His essence blood was rolling over and over like an ocean. He was powerful and terrifying. He stood tall in the midst of the lightning tide. A majestic aura spread out from his body like a heavenly abyss. He blasted apart the layers of lightning in an attempt to find Su Yan's corpse. Kaiyang Juzi and the others also took the risk and rushed in. They activated their protective treasures to search for Su Yin. This evil creature almost killed my son Tianlong. Good, ha! The head of the Shui family laughed. No matter what kind of ancient scripture Su Yin had, he was already dead and would not be a threat to Shui Guan in the future. The scene projected by the space edge caused all the experts to be speechless. Even Kong Ao sighed. That crazy tide earlier was too dangerous, capable of destroying the heavens and earth. Su Yan's cultivation wasn't high enough. It would have been hard for him to survive. Even Shui Guan and the others were attacked by lightning. Mizar Juzi and the others' hair was disheveled, and they couldn't hold on for long. Their bodies were charred black, and their life auras were weak. They had no choice but to slaughter their way out. This also showed how powerful Supreme being Shui Guan was. He was actually still here because he was extremely unresigned. He wanted to search for Su Yan's whereabouts. However, deep within the Great Lightning territory, there was an even more wild and violent lightning that faintly spread out. This caused Shui Guan to frown. Su Yin should have been struck to death, so continuing to search for him was meaningless. What a pity, Shui Guan sighed. He wanted to obtain Su Yan's ancient scriptures, but in such a ferocious lightning tide, even Shui Guan couldn't survive for long, let alone Su Yan. Some people felt that it was a pity. Su Yin was too unlucky encountering the lightning tide. Even the heavens won't tolerate him. Young people shouldn't be too flamboyant. The older generation shook their heads. Su Yan's actions were shocking enough. He dared to eliminate Shui Long right under Shui Guan's nose. Not to mention, he almost succeeded. However, Shui Long was now out of danger. Saintess Ziwei took action and saved Shui Long's life, causing the little dragon king and the others to feel great hatred. I don't think they will die so easily. The little dragon king frowned. Wasn't the lightning tide too sudden? He felt that Su Yin and Tai Baokai might still be alive, but the danger of death was also very high. The lightning tide lasted for half a day before it slowly calmed down. Han Tong and the others were not willing to give up. They continued to rush in and try to find Su Yan's traces. However, it was too dangerous inside. No matter how strong one's magic power was, it was difficult to stay for long. This was a place of great danger. Only those with powerful bodies could stay for a period of time, but the death rate was also very high. Some people even wanted to try their luck and see if they could find Su Yan's inheritance. Unfortunately, they were disappointed. The outer region of the lightning region was not a place they could explore. Some people were struck to death, causing them to be terrified and not dare to go deeper. Perhaps no one would have thought that Su Yin and Tai Baokai were in a purple Dao palace. Their injuries were serious. When the lightning tide struck, they were heavily injured. If not for the purple Dao palace, they would have definitely died. Su Yan's body was char-black. He was struck beyond recognition. Miserable. It was too miserable. Evil woman, you almost killed me. Tai Baokai was indignant. Its appearance was even more miserable. All the hair on its body had been burned clean. It spat out green smoke, and its tongue had turned black. It growled, "Why didn't you keep an eye on me?" Fairy Zixia laughed until she was convulsing. Her skin was snow white, her black hair fluttering, and her big eyes rolling. She was beautiful and moved. She giggled. "You don't know how to appreciate my kindness. If I hadn't caused the lightning tide, Shui Guan and the others would not have thought that you were dead. Just now, I only scared them. This lightning region is dangerous and can't threaten Shui Guan." What kind of secret technique was that just now? It can cause lightning to riot. Su Yin was very curious. It wasn't a secret technique, but this. Fairy Zixia's jade white hand stretched out. A silver grass floated in her palm. This grass was somewhat extraordinary. It was like a bolt of lightning, bright and dazzling. The grass was intertwined with arcs of electricity, as if it was formed by lightning. A big round head poked out. Tai Baotsai's saliva flowed freely as it greedily said, "Lightning grass. This is a rare great medicine. Once it appears, lightning surges. No wonder it caused the lightning tide. This is a rare medicine bred from the essence of lightning." Tai Baokai was about to swallow it when Fairy Zixia grabbed it by the ear. She stared at it with sparkling eyes and said, "You dare to steal my things? You're looking for a beating. So this is lightning grass?" Su Yin was moved. It is said that it can be refined into lightning liquid. This is a miraculous medicine that has the effect of being reborn. Lightning liquid was too precious. Su Yin was well aware of its effects. He had broken into lightning to refine his body and obtained lightning liquid, but it was incomparable to the essence of lightning grass. "That's right. If you want lightning grass, go fight for it." Fairy Zixia smiled and said, "Okay, I've already helped you. Give me the pill formula. Also, let me tell you something. Don't go too deep. It's extremely dangerous and the mortality rate is very high. However, every section of the road is a safe zone." Tai Baokai was still mumbling. It asked Fairy Zixia to give them a lightning grass and said that she would give them some benefits. Fairy Zixia wouldn't give it these rare, great medicines. She left behind 50 kilograms of heavenly essence stones. This little girl was too stingy. Su Yin wanted to vomit blood. The purple Dao Palace disappeared. This treasure was very mysterious and belonged to the spatial category. Su Yin and Tai Baokai trembled with fear. They were now in the great lightning region, surrounded by countless lightning bolts. The area they were in was a small hill. The hill was inscribed with ancient Tao runes that isolated the surrounding lightning. This was the safe zone that Fairy Zixia had mentioned. Walala. Tai Baokai took out the items that he had obtained. Su Yin took out a medicinal cauldron, which contained a shocking amount of great medicine. They had already obtained the second pill formula. After studying it, they could not help but be shocked. The amount of resources required was not a small amount. Golden liquid spurted out from the medicine furnace. This was originally used by Shuai Long for his breakthrough. Now, they were using it to nourish their body's divine power. There's lightning grass in the innermost area. I wonder if we can find it. Let's cultivate for a while. In the Great Lightning region, only a strong body can run rampant. There's a high chance of finding lightning grass. The people outside must think that we've died. We can take this opportunity to cultivate for a while. Su Yin and Tai Baokai were prepared to hibernate here and cultivate for a year and a half. They would dig out the power of their body's mystique to the extreme and reach the level of blood essence. This way, when they reached the transcendence realm in the future, their transcendence realm would be terrifying. It was chaotic outside, especially in Big Dipper City. Shueguan made a big fuss and attacked the residents of the Nine Suns' Divine Sun. He thinks that Su Yin and the Nine Suns' Divine Sun are working together to kill his brother. Shueguan was angry, and the Nine Suns' Divine Sun was even angrier. He felt like he had been cheated on. Saint Ziwei had used up the Li's qi to protect Shuai Long, needless to say. Their relationship was definitely not ordinary. The Nine Suns' Divine Sun was even angrier than Shueguan. He cursed Shueguan, making Shueguan's face turn green. After a big battle, the Nine Suns' Divine Sun was defeated. The Outer Realm geniuses took this matter seriously. Shueguan's strength was undeniable. He showed his power and defeated a genius like the Nine Suns' Divine Sun. On Big Dipper, Shueguan is the Honorable Big Dipper. Who else wants to fight for the title of Honorable Big Dipper? Why don't they look at themselves in the mirror? Who are the Outer Realm geniuses? In front of Supreme Beidou, even a dragon would have to submit to him. Even Saint Ziwei is willing to follow Supreme Shueguan around. Who do you think you are? All kinds of arrogant voices came from Big Dipper City, making some of the Shui family's elders tremble in anger. The Outer Realm geniuses couldn't listen to those words at all. Many geniuses had already come and gathered around Honorable Big Dipper's residence, wanting to challenge him. Little Dragon King contacted some of his friends and spread rumors, making Shueguan a lot of enemies. Crackle. In the Lightning region, Su Yin was safely brought here. The divine power in his body was awakened and surging vigorously. He was refining the divine liquid in the cauldron. His body was nourished and contained more divine power potential. This was his body's divine treasures being excavated. It was even to the extent that Su Yin was visibly moved because strands of terrifying light shook out from within his treasure body, and it was suffused with a primitive aura. This is my body's divine treasures, the human body's most fundamental power. Su Yin was pleasantly surprised and excited. Because he was excavating this most primitive power, he discovered that his body's innate divine ability was quickly being nurtured. The primitive aura around his heart was hazy, and there seemed to be a blurry figure sitting inside. This was a figure formed from interweaving laws. It was especially astonishing, and one day he would be able to awaken it and transform it into an innate divine ability imprint. Hold. Su Yin waved his palm, and the human body's most fundamental power emerged. It was extremely astonishing as it drilled out like a primordial dragon, causing the void to cave in. What a fellow! Tai Baokai was shocked and stammered. The physical body's most primitive power, the Tao Master's potential, is indeed boundless. Continue to excavate it, and I'll benefit greatly. The main thing is that the great medicine is astonishing. I've just gathered the materials for the second furnace and can start refining it. Su Yin was looking forward to it. He circulated the Origin Sutra, releasing the potential of his body and life spring. The divine power that emerged merged into one. It was a very powerful manifestation. Su Yan's every movement was wrapped in world-shocking power. Bitter cultivation has begun again. Su Yan cultivated fiercely. He wanted to obtain the cruelest tempering and force out the potential of his body. He wanted to excavate even more divine power and cultivate to the level of overflowing blood essence. Su Yan wanted to challenge the Big Dipper Pagoda. If he could pass the trial of the divine realm, he might be able to obtain amazing fortunes like the starry sky divine liquid. Rebirth. Su Yan longed for another round of rebirth. He charged out and bathed in lightning, undergoing the most dangerous training. The process was incomparably dangerous. Su Yan's body was cracked, and even his bones were about to break. But what moved him was that some of his bones were perfectly intact and withstood the lightning strikes. Without a doubt, he had completed a part of the transformation in the lightning rain, causing his body to become even more powerful after the transformation. The path of cultivation is a transformation of the level of life. I want to awaken. Chapter 257. Time flew by, and in the blink of an eye, a month had passed. Ha ha ha. Although some people are purposely targeting our race's champion has been unstoppable. After an entire month, more than 10 geniuses from the outer realms were defeated, and even the Beast King was almost suppressed. Experts from various races were watching the images projected by Cosmic Edge. They were all shocked because Shueguan's performance was stunning enough. He had competed with the geniuses from the outer realms for a month. Day and night passed, and his prestige had climbed to the peak. Now, no one could suppress his brilliance. The geniuses from the outer realms were all speechless. Shueguan was indeed terrifying. He would be qualified to fight against the supreme experts from the outer realms in the future. There were also people who looked at the Great Thunder region with pity. After a month, there were no traces of Su Yan. They couldn't help but shake their heads. However, when they thought about how Su Yan, who opened the 9-day Song gates, had fallen in the Great Thunder region, they felt some pity. Bang! Another half a month passed. Shueguan's residence surged with a torrential airflow that converged into a giant shadow. It filled the entire residence, and the aura it emitted shocked the passers-by. Unbelievable. This is the legendary Swan Ni Dharma idol. This is a great divine ability. Shuelong has actually cultivated the Swan Ni Dharma idol and grasped a great divine ability. Just how vigorous is his blood essence? As expected of Shueguan's younger brother. 2 heroes in one family. This is the Swan Ni Dharma idol. The Swan Ni was originally an archaic, vicious beast. The Big Dipper city was in an uproar. It was an extraordinary Dharma idol. Some people sighed incessantly. Poor Su Yan. He couldn't kill Shuelong and instead allowed him to enter the Dharma idol realm and cultivate the Swan Ni Dharma idol. He even lost his own life. Shueguan didn't let Shuelong go out and trapped him in a formation to temper him. Sigh. Not only is he a junior brother, but he's also an uncle master. Su Yan can rest in peace. We'll avenge you in the future. It had been almost 2 months. Xiao Yi, Xing Jingfu, and the others looked at the Great Thunder region and sighed. They had also gone to the Great Thunder region to search, but they couldn't find Su Yan at all. Master said that he will protect you for another 30 years. Xing Jingfu was crying in pain. She wanted to find some of Su Yan's belongings and set up a cenotaph for him, but she couldn't find a single bone. All she could do was build a small grave for him nearby. If Su Yan knew that someone had built a grave for him, he might vomit blood. He had already ventured deeper into the Great Thunder and Lightning domain. After painstakingly tempering himself for 2 months, the divine power he had awakened in his corporeal body was even more shocking. After testing himself, he discovered that even low-grade Dharma manifestation weapons found it difficult to shake his precious body. The divine power in his body was even more terrifying. This meant that it was difficult for ordinary Dharma characteristic cultivators to injure Su Yan's body. The second batch of great medicine was refined. They swallowed and refined it. Su Yan found that he had reached a bottleneck, and it was very difficult for him to improve. Because he had been tempering himself here for a long time, Su Yan found that his body had a certain resistance to lightning. Adding on his mastery of the occult arts, he quickly rushed inside and tried to search for lightning grass. If I can find lightning grass, I'll be able to reach the next level. Su Yin whispered in his heart. The path of ascetic cultivation was very difficult. He had suffered a lot and was almost struck to death many times. He couldn't help but be apprehensive. The path of supremacy wasn't easy to walk. One had to pay 1,000 times more than ordinary people and experience all kinds of dangers. There's someone here. Su Yin was astonished. He found that he might have come to the depths because the lightning here was concentrated. He found a safe spot here and found that there was a cultivator sitting cross-legged here. Who is it? This person opened his eyes, and his whole body was char-black. His pores were spitting out electric arcs. His injuries were somewhat serious, and he was on guard. When he saw the person who had arrived, he said in astonishment, "You're Su Yin. Who are you?" Su Yin frowned. For a moment, he couldn't see through this person's origins. The Tai Baokai shouted, "Go and beat him up. He's injured. This beast deity smells the scent of lightning grass." Wu Heng's face turned even darker. He saw the Tai Baokai eyeing him covetously and said in a deep voice, "I'm Wu Heng. We don't have any enmity. Moreover, you can't kill me. If we really fight, both sides will suffer great losses." "So it's you." Su Yin breathed a sigh of relief and said, "I still haven't thanked you. Last time, you blocked Shueguan and helped me a lot." "You're welcome. I was able to obtain my family's law supreme art. Because of you." Wu Heng waved his hand and exclaimed in admiration, "I didn't expect you guys to come here. Very few people dare to barge into the great thunder domain. I came here to temper my body." "You found lightning grass?" Su Yin walked up to communicate with him. He was also secretly on guard. After all, they were geniuses from outside the domain and didn't want to be familiar with each other. Su Yin was looking forward to it through the communication. According to Wu Heng's understanding, there were indeed lightning grasses in the depths, and there were quite a few of them. However, the depths of the Great Thunder Domain were very dangerous and could easily lose one's life. However, what surprised Su Yin was that the sovereign physique of the Big Dipper starfield was actually here. His body is very powerful and can stay for a long time. I reckon he refined a lot of lightning grass. Wu Heng was speechless. The sovereign physique's reputation is well-deserved. I feel that his body is about to reach an even more terrifying level. It's very likely that he will tear through the barrier and blast open the door to the great Tao with his peerless blood essence. What? Tai Baokai was tongue-tied. This was a bit scary. The sovereign physique was actually so low-key and had been cultivating bitterly all this time. As they chatted, they gradually became familiar with each other. Su Yin asked about his battle with Shueguan. Wu Heng said gravely, "He's too strong. Even I couldn't force him to use his strongest battle strength. This brat suffered a setback and came here to cultivate bitterly." Tai Baokai looked down on him. Wu Heng said angrily, "What setback? I haven't cultivated to perfection in the transcendence realm. The next time we fight, I won't be so miserable. All right, we can go in together later and get some lightning grass." Su Yin nodded. They were exchanging their experiences here. Wu Heng said that he had mastered a thunder technique that could temper his body. Su Yin really didn't need it. The initial scripture could refine lightning and seal one's pores to temper one's body. This lightning grass is too powerful. Wu Heng had narrowly escaped death to get the lightning grass. After refining it, the divine power in his body flourished again. This made Su Yan's eyes red. This thing was too precious. It was a rare medicine that could only be cultivated in lightning treasured lands. It had miraculous effects on the human body. "Why don't we have a spar?" Wu Heng was overjoyed. He was naturally fond of fighting and knew that Su Yan's body was powerful. He wanted to spar with him to temper his body. Su Yan didn't refuse and started a spar with Wu Heng. They both sealed their life springs and fought with their bodies. However, the divine power in Wu Heng's body was extremely terrifying and surpassed Su Yan's by a large margin. However, the hardness of Su Yan's body made Wu Heng pale. He suspected that Su Yan also had a mysterious sovereign physique. Otherwise, how could his body be so strong? There was no winner or loser in this battle. They were exchanging their experiences. You actually dug out the primordial divine treasury, Wu Hong said in shock. Rumor has it that the physique of our human race's ancestor was matchlessly powerful. Once the primordial blood essence was awakened, it could cover one star field after another. How terrifying was that? How monstrous was that? Therefore, after a long time, no matter if it was a divine physique, sovereign physique, or even an ordinary physique, once the primordial power was excavated to the extreme, it would be the strongest physique that could run rampant in the world. Of course, sovereign physiques are innately superior to ordinary people. After all, their physiques have terrifying potential. Wu Hong concluded, "You being able to excavate it now is already very impressive. I feel that your body's divine power is already sufficiently exuberant. In the future, you will be able to evolve into an even stronger Dharma idol. After countless life and death tempering, it would be strange if he wasn't powerful." Su Yan's body had already been tempered 1,000 times. They didn't continue to advance and instead exchanged their experiences here. They fought day and night to accumulate battle experience. Wu Hong was truly powerful. He used martial arts to connect with gods, and his battle prowess was world-shocking. Su Yan fought with Ri, and even some of his potential was forced out. His body climbed steadily as he refined the precious liquid in the medicinal furnace. Another month passed by. Su Yan continued to refine his body with lightning. During the last refinement, he realized that the lightning was already of little help to him. "It's time to go inside." Wu Hong stood at his peak. The blood essence in his body was exuberant as he shouted, "Picking the lightning grass is imperative. I see that your body's shackles are astonishing. You must use the lightning grass to avoid them." Su Yan nodded, and the three of them gathered. Don't use any divine weapons. He didn't need to remind Su Yan. Lightning was a conductor of electricity and would encounter even stronger slashes. Boom! The three of them stood in their strongest state and rushed in together. "Follow me closely." Su Yan observed the terrain with his special abilities. He took continuous steps and cleverly avoided the trajectory of the lightning. Wu Hong was pleasantly surprised. They rarely encountered any danger along the way. At the moment when they pressed into the depths, the color of the lightning changed. It was faintly dyed with a layer of golden splendor. Su Yan was moved. This could be considered a golden lightning with astonishing destructive power. Every bolt of lightning contained thunder arcs that could destroy people. "I'll open the way." Wu Hong brandished his strongest power and struck out with the sky-collapsing fist. His martial aura violently surged. This punch was incomparably powerful. It opened up a passage, allowing them to pass through the golden lightning domain. As soon as they arrived, Su Yan felt as if he had encountered a huge furnace. They were shocked. The sovereign body was indeed inside. He wore bee-skin clothes and was barefooted. He had thick eyebrows and big eyes. He was sitting cross-legged in the golden lightning domain. Even a lightning found it difficult to crack his body. He breathed in here, and some of the lightning was sucked in by him. He refined it into lightning liquid and tempered the majestic blood and qi in his body like a vast ocean. The sovereign body opened his eyes and saw Wu Hong and the others. As soon as they arrived, they were struck by lightning from all directions and screamed miserably. This place was too fierce. Bolt after bolt of golden lightning struck, making it difficult for Su Yan to endure. Even his body that was comparable to a Dharma manifestation weapon showed signs of shattering. However, Su Yan saw that there were some lightning grasses in the golden lightning domain. They were completely silver-white. There were even some lightning grasses that seemed to be made of gold. They had already turned golden. There were over 100 stalks of lightning grasses. Every stalk was extraordinary. They were surrounded by lightning and bathed in a thunderstorm. Su Yan and the others rushed towards the 3 stalks of lightning grasses. They endured the enormous pressure and did their best to erupt to their peak state. They rushed in, but they encountered even stronger lightning attacks. This was because the lightning grasses would attract waves of lightning. As soon as they got close to the lightning grasses, the suspended lightning nearby would strike and drown them. Bang! Su Yin and the others were char-black. They were about to die halfway. There were golden lightning arcs that struck their bodies, making Su Yin feel as if he was about to burst apart. Su Yin felt a headache. This was too dangerous. He was stunned. The Tai Baokai brought out the golden bamboo. This bamboo was extremely terrifying. It swallowed fiercely and actually absorbed some of the golden lightning. Could it be a spiritual root? The sovereign body muttered. He inspected the golden bamboo. It could actually absorb the golden lightning. Chapter 258. Endless lightning emerged and drowned out the heaven and earth. This wasn't just a single bolt of lightning. The lightning that floated in the lightning region swept over like rolling waves. They split the vast sky, covered the earth, and strangled all life forms. First of all, the growth environment of the lightning grass was very special. It had to be nurtured in a place with lightning. This kind of rare great medicine could only be encountered by chance. Otherwise, Wu Heng wouldn't have endured such inhumane torture and squatted here to pick the lightning grass. Even someone as strong as the sovereign physique couldn't take away all the lightning grass inside. Once Su Yin and the rest got close to the lightning grass, the lightning that filled the sky followed and struck down. It was accompanied by thunderstorms and even golden lightning that drowned out the vast sky and strangled Su Yin and the rest. They were almost blasted to death by the lightning. However, Tai Baotsai's golden bamboo was very miraculous. It absorbed one golden lightning after another and reduced the pressure on him. Let's go. Su Yin and the other two were char-black. Their bodies were split open from the lightning arcs that were wreaking havoc in their bodies and wanted to tear their bodies apart. They each plucked a stalk of lightning grass and frantically fled while howling. They were struck by lightning along the way and cried out in pain incessantly, but their hearts were filled with excitement. These rare great medicines like the lightning grass were of great help to them. In the end, they escaped with their flesh lacerated and many of their bones broken. The process was so painful that they wished they were dead. They crawled to a safe area with great difficulty. Su Yin clenched his teeth and was in terrible pain because golden lightning arcs were wreaking havoc in his body. These lightning arcs were blazing to the extreme. Su Yin felt that his body was about to burst open and melt into liquid. Damn it! Su Yin clenched his teeth and fiercely clenched his fists to close all the pores on his body that were spilling blood. An extremely crazy expression emerged on his resolute face. He sealed his own body and used it as a furnace. Buzz! Su Yin's bloody body glowed. He had really turned into a large furnace. His essence blood surged and burned fiercely as he tried to refine the lightning within his body. Wu Heng's situation was slightly better. His cultivation was higher. Tai Baotsai's situation was better than theirs because he controlled the golden bamboo. In this safe zone, 3 great furnaces were burning. The 3 of them were all bitterly holding on, refining the lightning. Moreover, their charred bodies continuously seeped out blood. Their appearances were too miserable. For an entire day and night, Su Yin was tortured beyond recognition. The golden lightning was too abnormal, and there was a danger that his soul would scatter at any moment. He clenched his teeth and bitterly held on. Like this, 3 days passed. The burning heat in Su Yan's body plummeted, and a large amount of lightning was refined into liquid lightning. Su Yan's aura was extremely weak. He opened his eyes, which were brimming with the joy of surviving a calamity. He took out the lightning grass that he had risked his life to obtain, stuffed it into his mouth, and chewed. When the silver lightning grass entered his mouth, it was as if he had eaten balls of fire. However, the lightning grass contained a very terrifying divine power. The silver liquid was the essence of lightning and was much more precious than the lightning liquid that Su Yin had painstakingly refined. Just like that, the lightning liquid within his body increased by more than 10 times. His weak body gradually began to burn fiercely. Brilliance swirled about, burning like a great sun in the sky. The weak aura within his body rapidly strengthened. This was the nourishment of a great tonic. It ran through Su Yan's entire body, and under this powerful nourishment, his broken body began to heal. Even the broken bones were forced out of his body, accompanied by wasted blood and flesh. The cruel embodiment of this was that the lightning grass medicinal liquid had the effect of being reborn. Su Yan's broken body grew new flesh and bones. Crackle, crackle. A day later, the blood essence within Su Yan's body rippled, surging up and down. It passed through the crown of his head and lingered high up in the sky, faintly awakening with a monstrous momentum. Without a doubt, the blood essence within his body had strengthened again, because he had completed a partial rebirth. This new body was filled with an even stronger divine force. Ha ha, what a great lightning grass! Su Yan laughed heartily. Although he had encountered danger, he had also obtained a great opportunity. This was only the first time. In the future, he would definitely be able to obtain even more lightning grass and complete the cruel baptism again and again, unearthing the divine force within his body. Just like this, they rushed into the depths of the lightning domain again and again, seeking lightning grass. Every time, they would drag their heavily injured bodies back and ruthlessly refine and cultivate. I want to become stronger. Su Yan released a tenacious will. This was a path of bitter cultivation. He used lightning to refine his body and lightning grass to nourish his body. He wanted to be reborn. Half a month later, Su Yan had refined 3 stalks of lightning grass. His body was tyrannical, and the blood essence within his body was shockingly vigorous. He was about to complete the final transformation. However, Tai Baotsai's golden bamboo moved Wuheng. This golden bamboo was growing stronger by the day, just like the evil warding lightning bamboo. Gaga. Tai Baokai grinned proudly. The golden bamboo floated in the air, resplendent and dazzling. Its entire body was golden, and it emitted a hazy divine aura as it sprinkled down arcs of electricity. Sometimes the golden bamboo would spit out golden lightning with astonishing explosive power. This bamboo was too astonishing. It was definitely a rare treasure that could absorb lightning to grow. Su Yan and the others rushed in again. The sovereign physique could no longer sit still. His eyes were red as he muttered, "Mother asterisk her, if this continues, what's the point?" Tai Baotsai's bamboo had grown. If this continued, the lightning domain would no longer pose much danger to them. Although they could continue to search deeper, that was because the interior was even more dangerous. There were golden lightning everywhere, and they were still unable to barge in. "Let's see," Tai Baokai proudly said. "Even the sovereign physique can't sit still. When we become stronger, we'll join hands with the sovereign physique to explore deeper into the lightning domain." Su Yan did not go into seclusion. He was accumulating his foundation and accumulating more lightning grass. So much so that their next target was the golden lightning grass. This was an even stronger type of lightning grass. The sovereign physique expressed that these lightning grasses were not of much use to him, and that he could give them to Su Yan and the others. Wuheng was clear that if the sovereign physique continuously took action and paid a huge price, they would definitely be able to pull out all the lightning grasses and sell them outside for a sky-high price. In the end, they did a great job picking the golden lightning grasses. The danger they encountered was too terrifying. It was like being struck by lightning. Su Yan suffered heavy injuries and was almost killed. "Too miserable, I was almost struck to death. This golden lightning grass is enough to let my strength increase by another step. I reckon that I can complete the transformation." They escaped. Su Yan prepared to go into seclusion and break through the barrier. Day after day, Su Yan discovered that the rebirth was about to be completed. He was looking forward to it. How strong was his physical body exactly? "Su Yan." Wuheng transmitted his voice to Su Yan, waking him up. He was somewhat surprised. He walked over, and his gaze fell on Tai Baokai. "Baokai, what's wrong with you?" Su Yan frowned. Tai Baokai was sometimes confused and sometimes awake. Could it be that it was struck dumb by lightning? Something's not right. Wuheng was astonished. Tai Baotsai's aura changed when it was confused. It was a very special phenomenon. Tai Baokai seemed to have died silently. However, after it died and revived, its aura was completely different. This kind of aura was very unfamiliar. The sovereign physique was sitting cross-legged in the lightning domain, absorbing lightning to refine his body. He scratched his head and looked at Tai Baokai suspiciously. He was extremely astonished. Boom! This situation continued for a while. Tai Baocai's fur shone brilliantly and emitted a terrifying fluctuation. Behind it, overflowing golden light scattered down. It was like an indistinct Dharma idol. Its body was huge, and its whole body was golden. It was filled with terrifying fluctuations. Moo! Tai Baokai suddenly lowered its head and let out a low roar. It was like a big iron bull roaring here. Its whole body was filled with the aura of a bull. The huge Dharma idol behind it suddenly blazed. An even louder and deafening bull roar exploded. It was like a golden thunder drum was beating. It shook Su Yan's blood and qi to the point of boiling. What kind of divine ability is this? Su Yan was shocked. This was definitely a divine ability of the sound domain. This seems to be the golden iron bull Dharma idol. Wu Hong observed for a while and said in surprise, "This is the supreme secret technique of the demon domain, the golden iron bull Dharma idol." The golden iron bull is a very rare race. It is rumored that the demon domain's sovereign demon was the golden iron bull Dharma idol hundreds of thousands of years ago. Golden iron bull? Su Yan was astonished. He had never heard of this race. This Dharma idol seemed to have just been formed. Its body was huge, and it actually spewed out golden lightning. This made Su Yan bewildered. Could it be that being struck by lightning stimulated Tai Baocai's bloodline? Wu Hong was amazed. He said that this was a very shocking Dharma idol. Tai Baocai soon woke up. It shook its fur and stuck out its big round head. It was a little suspicious. Su Yan transmitted his voice and asked, "How did Tai Baokai master this Dharma idol?" Generally speaking, the Dharma idol cultivated was related to the bloodline. Of course, it was also related to the divine ability. The Golden Iron Bull Dharma idol was already very impressive. According to Wu Heng's understanding, some extremely terrifying peak Dharma idols were so terrifying that they could easily open the sky and suppress people of the same level. I'm not sure. Tai Baokai was a little confused. It was a little confused. It seemed to have been reborn just now. Su Yan frowned. He was thinking that when Tai Baokai entered the divine secret realm, its natal divine ability evolved into 9 terrifying figures. It seemed that one of them was the figure of the Golden Iron Bull. Su Yan thought that it was strange. Why did it feel like Tai Baocai's cultivation had just begun? Wu Hong didn't ask anymore and continued to cultivate. Su Yan didn't waste any more time. His transformation had already begun. His entire treasure body was about to complete a comprehensive transformation. He swallowed the lightning grass one after another. The rolling lightning liquid gathered in the flesh shell. It was full of monstrous divine power, making Su Yan's whole body resonate loudly. Like a piece of divine iron that had been tempered thousands of times, his bones moved rhythmically, his organs rang together, and his blood essence roared. Crackle, crackle! His entire body was recovering layer by layer. Every time he recovered, Su Yan's pores spat out waste blood, broken bones, and flesh. The process was extremely painful. Every time he completed an area, he would have to go through a lot of trouble. Every time he finished a region, a part of the lightning liquid would be consumed. The resources consumed in the process were too shocking. Su Yan had no choice but to swallow the golden lightning grass. The divine power it contained was extremely exuberant and shocking. It made up for the needs of Su Yan's physical body, causing his body to burn like a blazing sun. Layers of exuberant divine power soared from within his body. Boom! Su Yan's body transmitted the sound of a mountain torrent crashing into a dam. It sounded like a dam being cracked by a mountain torrent. This situation lasted for about the time it took to burn an incense stick. Su Yan continued to accumulate enough divine power. At this moment, his flesh shell trembled violently. The moment the shackles were blasted open, the surging blood essence in his body broke through the dam and opened the blockade. In an instant, The divine treasures in his body awakened and gathered at his back. Bam! It was as if a true dragon had awakened. It drilled out from his back and leaped up from the top of his head. The void trembled violently. The nearby lightning was smashed into pieces. This was a momentum that could topple mountains and overturn seas. The blood essence in Su Yan's body was too vigorous. It emitted the sound of raging waves crashing against the shore. With a monstrous momentum, it rose from the ground and shattered the lightning in all directions. It was about to destroy the lightning region. Monstrous divine power. Wu Heng's expression changed as he looked at Su Yan's body. He was tongue-tied. He thought that Su Yan would take the opportunity to rush to the Dharma characteristic realm. However, he did not expect that he would step into a very special realm. Monstrous divine power. Those who could reach this step in the transcendent realm were rare in the vast universe. Chapter 259. When Su Yan woke up, he was pleasantly surprised. The divine power in his body was exuberant and filled with a monstrous aura that could shatter the sky. This should be what Zixia Fairy meant by divine power. This was a very special realm. Wu Hong was very curious about how strong Su Yan was in this realm, so he began to fight with Su Yan. They sealed their life springs and fought each other. Although Su Yan's godly power had reached a level where it could reach the heavens, Wu Heng's godly power had increased tremendously during this period of time. Thus, his godly power naturally surpassed Su Yan's. However, what shocked Wu Hong the most was the toughness of Su Yan's body. Wu Hong had used all of his physical strength to hit Su Yan, but he was barely able to move Su Yan's body. In the end, he came to a shocking conclusion. Su Yan's physical body could withstand Dharma armament, as long as it was not a top-notch one. This realm is very special. You can enter the Dharma armament realm at any time. Wu Hong said enviously. The divine secret realm nurtures the divine power in your body. Only in this realm can you nurture stronger divine power. Once you manifest your Dharma armament, it will be even more powerful. Su Yan nodded. He also felt that he still had some room for growth and was prepared to cultivate for a while. Moreover, what kind of Dharma armament should he manifest? Su Yan had not thought it through yet. He also began to study the Dharma armament chapter of the initial sutra. The cultivation continued. They continued to rush into the thunder region to pick the golden lightning grass. The process was easier. Su Yan cultivated day after day and finally reached the 8th level of the life spring realm. Su Yan's headache was that the heaven's essence stones were almost used up. He realized that to reach the peak of the divine secret realm, he would need at least 500 kilograms of heaven's essence stones. This number was shocking. How much resources would he need to reach the Dharma armament realm in the future? The Dharma armament chapter. It seems that I have to reach the 9th level of the divine secret realm before I can try to manifest the power of Dharma armament. Su Yan thought. According to the initial sutra, one had to be at the peak of the life spring realm in order to reach the Dharma armament realm. This was because the body in life spring realm had to resonate and force out one's potential to manifest the Dharma armament realm. According to the beginning sutra, the transcendent stage requires my potential to evolve the power of transcendence. Su Yan pondered in his heart. This realm was too important. Su Yan had to cultivate according to the method recorded in the scripture. He could not afford to make any mistakes. Once a cultivator developed the power of Dharma idol, his combat power would skyrocket. The Dharma idol could be big or small, and it could penetrate the heavens and the earth. Once one cultivated in this arcane realm, one would have a certain status in the Big Dipper starfield. After all, if one took another step forward, one would become a universe elite. Therefore, Wu Hong envied Su Yan. With Su Yan's physical body and his attainments in the life spring, if he really entered the transcendence realm, his combat ability would be extremely terrifying. Su Yan, come over quickly. This fellow has changed again. Wu Hong urged. He was bewildered. The Tai Baokai was confused again. Its face was simple and honest, and its 2 big ears were erect. However, Its furry body was covered in layers of red clouds, as if a red ocean was surging. The Tai Baokai seemed to have transformed into a divine bird. A red divine bird soared from its back, bathed in flames. Chi! Behind the Tai Baokai, a huge pair of golden divine wings spread open. It actually flew up like an immortal phoenix soaring in the void. Su Yin and Wu Heng were both stunned. The Tai Baokai actually flew up, spreading its wings and soaring. Could this be the legendary immortal phoenix Dharma idol? Wu Heng's expression was strange. This was too strange. The golden iron bull Dharma idol was already impressive, but now the Tai Baokai had unearthed the immortal phoenix Dharma idol. Wu Heng questioned the Tai Baokai, who had calmed down. The Tai Baokai boasted shamelessly. Who is this beast god? I am the Tai Baokai, the Dharma idol of 10,000 beasts converging on my body. I am the future king of 10,000 beasts, the ancestor of King Beasts, and the godfather of 10,000 beasts. Damn, this damn panda can still brag. Wu Heng's face darkened. This was too much of a braggart. Godfather of 10,000 beasts. Don't tell me you've really formed 9 Dharma idols? Su Yin asked through voice transmission. There were some things he didn't tell Wu Heng. This beast god discovered that every time I form a Dharma idol, the power of the Demon Emperor's seal increases by a lot. I plan to stay here and manifest all 9 Dharma idols to step into the Dharma idol realm. The Tai Baokai laughed foolishly. He lit a cigarette and smoked happily. He felt that this was a glorious path. If he could really form 9 Dharma idols and merge them into one, that would be terrifying. Who would have such a chance encounter? They continued to cultivate for a few days. The sovereign body couldn't sit still any longer and called out to Su Yin to enter the golden lightning domain. The sovereign body was tall and sturdy. He had thick eyebrows and big eyes. He wore beast skin clothes and looked like a sturdy man who had walked out of the primitive mountain forest. He had a bold and unrestrained expression as he called out to Su Yin and the others. He was barefooted and said, "I've been inside once. It's too dangerous. When we join forces and rush in later, we'll retreat as soon as we encounter something wrong. It won't be worth it if we really encounter a life and death situation." Su Yin nodded. His bitter cultivation had already ended. There was no need to gamble with his life for a deeper level of treasure. Why are you shrinking so small? Wu Heng was stunned. He saw the Tai Baokai shrink and turn into a panda cub with a golden bamboo in its mouth. What do you know? Shrinking makes you a small target. The Tai Baokai looked down on him. The faces of Wu Heng and the others darkened. At this moment, they had already rushed into the golden lightning domain. When they were about to reach it, the sovereign body's aura had recovered to the extreme. His entire precious body flowed with a terrifying aura, as if a wild dragon was awakening here. Su Yin secretly cried out, "What a freak!" The sovereign body's battle strength was too tyrannical. It was like the reincarnation of a barbaric dragon. With a punch, the boundless lightning domain trembled and large amounts of lightning exploded. This punch forcibly opened up a corner of the golden lightning domain. They rushed in. The Tai Baokai spat out golden bamboo and suspended it in front of them. It swallowed the oncoming golden lightning. Charge! They wanted to madly rush into the golden lightning domain. Along the way, they encountered some golden lightning grass, but they didn't have the time to pick it. They wanted to see what kind of fortune existed in the depths of the golden lightning domain. It had to be said that the sovereign body's vitality was fierce. As they rushed forward, their aura became more and more shocking. Su Yin suddenly saw a world-dominating young sovereign awakening to meet the Yingjie of the world. He was too strong and incomparably fierce, but even he was defeated by Shueguan. Then how strong was Shueguan? Su Yin and the others also erupted with power. They cooperated with the sovereign body to resist the lightning striking from all directions. The Tai Baokai contributed greatly. The golden bamboo was marvelous. It absorbed the golden lightning bolts one after another. This bamboo seemed to need the nourishment of lightning in order to become strong. However, this golden lightning domain was too violent. After madly rushing for a while, they encountered a strong pressure. Each and every one of them was dripping with blood. Even sovereigns found it difficult to endure. They all roared and erupted with their strongest attacks. Su Yin operated the tyrant body technique, and his battle strength soared wildly. The four of them rushed in, but the scene in the innermost part made them flabbergasted. There was an enormous golden lightning waterfall inside. It pierced through the heavens and emitted glaring, multicolored light. It was as if an enormous lightning beast was hibernating. Lightning fell from the lightning waterfall one after another. They were thick and terrifying. They could easily destroy the void and kill all life imprints. This golden lightning waterfall made even the sovereign body a bit scared. He had a feeling that if he approached the golden lightning waterfall, he would either die or be seriously injured. However, their eyes were red. That was because the golden lightning waterfall was supporting a brightly colored ancient pond. This ancient pond seemed to be formed from interweaving lightning. It was full of destructive power. However, the ancient pond gushed out with a divine aura. There was a rare divine liquid inside the ancient pond. The entire pond was sparkling and translucent. Only heaven knew how many years it had been nurtured for. Great natural luck. Wu Heng's eyes were red. There was a pond of lightning liquid inside the ancient pond. If they could obtain this kind of resource, then it would be a heaven-defying opportunity. They used all their strength to rush closer to the ancient pond. However, soon after, they fell into despair. The golden lightning waterfall was vicious to the extreme. The destructive aura it released made their bodies feel like they were going to die here. Reincarnation Pond. When they were about to leave, Su Yin was bewildered. He saw a few ancient characters engraved on the ancient pond. These characters were shaped like a true dragon, a Qilin. Su Yin was extremely flabbergasted. These characters were ancient characters of a mystic gate. Su Yin couldn't make heads or tails of the pond's name. Reincarnation Pond? Let's go. They were also very decisive. They immediately retreated. If they went any further, then it would be a dead end. Even the sovereign body didn't have the confidence to charge into the ancient pond and obtain this priceless divine liquid. What a pity. They wanted to vomit blood on the way back. That was an entire pond of divine liquid. It was more than enough for the four of them. Unfortunately, they couldn't charge in at all. Only the universe's experts have the qualifications to charge in. Wu Heng sighed. What a pity. We can't obtain this natural luck. Who knows how many years this pond of divine liquid has been nurtured for? It's indeed quite a pity. Brothers, I'll take my leave first. The future is long. There will be plenty of time to drink and eat meat. The sovereign body sighed and strode away. He didn't even look back as he left the lightning dominion. To him, this danger zone's fortune had come to an end for the time being. If there was a chance in the future, he might be able to come again. However, whether or not the fortune would still be there was another matter. Su Yin and the others spent an entire day recuperating from their injuries. Are you guys going to cultivate here or leave? Wu Heng also had the intention to leave. He had obtained quite a bit of fortune here. His strength had increased greatly, and he stood at the peak of the transcendence realm. The next step was to comprehend the Tao. Hearing this, the Tai Bao Tsai's head was like a rattle drum. It said, "My treasure can still absorb some lightning to strengthen itself. I'm going to cultivate here for a period of time. I'm going to cultivate to the peak of the transcendent realm before leaving." Su Yan's eyes flashed with a strange light. He said, "There's no other way. I'm too weak." "All right then. You guys can cultivate here. I've been in seclusion for so long. I want to go outside and see if there are any other places of fortune." This wasn't the only place of fortune in the core region of the Big Dipper. After all, it was the strongest ancient planet with life. During the most prosperous era of the Big Dipper lineage, this ancient planet had given birth to many danger zones, but they were also accompanied by fortune. After Wu Heng left, only Su Yin and the Tai Baokai were left in the lightning dominion. "This bamboo of yours can absorb lightning?" Su Yan's face was full of astonishment. He knew the Tai Baokai too well. It would leave immediately if there were no opportunities. He couldn't help but ask, "What kind of treasure is this?" This beast god is just giving it a try. The Tai Baokai was unwilling to give up. I don't want to leave such a great fortune. Perhaps I can continue to transform and evolve into other transcendence realms. I have a feeling that the ancient pool will be of great help to me. Su Yin couldn't help but nod. If he could obtain the fortune in the ancient pool, it would be a great stroke of luck. He was also prepared to stay for a few days. The Tai Baokai became busy. It carried the golden bamboo to the lightning dominion to absorb lightning. The golden bamboo was mysterious and powerful. It was like a bottomless pit, absorbing lightning day and night. It grew stronger day and night as if it had a life of its own. It was like a divine bamboo, and the divine energy it contained continued to increase. Su Yin was moved and couldn't help but say, "If this continues, we might be able to cross into the lightning dominion." Even so, it would still take a year and a half. However, this place had already become their land of fortune. Every time they entered the lightning dominion, they would be able to pick some lightning grass. If they took it out to sell, it would fetch a sky-high price. Su Yin had no use for the lightning grass, but the Tai Baokai needed it. "I'm going to go out and take a look. I wonder how Teacher Yuan is doing." Su Yin stopped cultivating. He didn't have any more heavenly essence stones on him. He was going to make a trip to the Cosmos Business Alliance and ask if the ore vein had been sold. Before he left, Su Yin was worried about leaving behind a large killing array for the Tai Baokai to use. He then rushed out. People would often stop in this lightning dominion space. There were also people who took the risk of entering to search for Su Yan's belongings. But as time passed, they weren't able to find anything. Su Yan, a genius who opened the 9-day Song gates. Could it be that he perished just like that? Some people didn't believe that he would die so easily. After all, even if he perished, wouldn't the treasures on his body be left behind? The people of the Shui family are too overbearing. Su Yin has already perished, but they didn't even let his grave go. The old cultivators passing by shook their heads. This was Su Yan's grave, but it had been destroyed. Chapter 260. Grave? My grave? Are you kidding me? Su Yin came out of the Thunder Dominion with shrinking earth. He didn't show up rashly. Instead, he hid in the void and looked around. He didn't know if there was an ambush nearby. There were some onlookers here. They were all discussing. They couldn't help but sigh. They recalled the Big Dipper Heaven's pride a few months ago and were speechless. They felt sorry for Su Yin. It wasn't worth it to fall like this. After all, it was a premature death. Su Yin hadn't grown up yet. Just as Su Yin was listening, his face darkened when he heard the word grave. "Who made a grave for me?" His gaze fell on a broken grave. He was speechless. Someone made a small grave for him. "Who made a grave for me?" Su Yin muttered in his heart. He appeared from the void and stood next to the small grave. He was very depressed as he inspected the collapsed grave. Then, Su Yin heard the discussion around him. His face turned ugly. "What's this?" Everyone related to Su Yin is being targeted. Even the little Dragon King was almost killed by Shueguan. It's obvious how much Shueguan dotes on his brother. That's the little Dragon King. Even the Star King Beast was defeated. It and Su Yin joined hands to steal the Tyrant Body technique in the Big Dipper Scripture Pavilion. I have to admit that Shueguan is powerful. The Star King Beast and the Little Dragon King are both heaven's prides of the Big Dipper Starfield. Unfortunately, they couldn't stop Shueguan's supreme means. He defeated all the heaven's prides from the outer domain one after another. He's invincible. Yes, the title of champion is too appropriate to describe Shueguan. Shueguan's power was getting more and more shocking by the day. After all, Shueguan had never been defeated before. This was the elegant demeanor of a supreme being of the same generation. Now, he wasn't even a match for a group of geniuses from the outer realms. This was enough to prove that in the future, Shueguan would have the qualifications to contend with supreme beings from the outer realms. He would embark on the path of a supreme being that would be revered by millions and millions of beings. Step into the starry sky and contend for hegemony. What kind of achievement was this? Just thinking about it made one's blood boil. That's nothing. It said that when Su Yin came down from the Savage Mountains, there was another person who had a close relationship with Su Yin. I don't know his name, but he appeared on the Big Dipper and was hunted by the Schweff family. There's such a thing? It seems like the Schweff family is really ruthless. They want to eliminate all the people related to Su Yin. Brat, what do you mean by ruthless? Suddenly, a group of cultivators with ferocious auras and arrogant demeanors arrived. A woman stared at the young man who spoke and scolded. The winner takes it all. This has always been the case since ancient times. Su Yin was no good and died on the expedition. Who can he blame? If he wants to blame someone, he can only blame himself for being ignorant and useless. The people around them kept quiet out of fear. More than 10 cultivators from the Schweff family had arrived. Their auras were powerful, and the leader was a transcendence cultivator. Some people sneered in their hearts. If Su Yin was still alive, he would probably kill this woman from the Schweff family with one slap. Now, because of the appearance of the Big Dipper, many of the younger generation in the Big Dipper region had entered the Transcendence realm. However, the Schweff family's foundation had skyrocketed the fastest. After all, Shueguan had obtained the inheritance of a powerful cultivator. Some strong cultivators predicted that the Schweff family would soar in the future. And you? Schweff Failing's expression was cold. This was a woman, but her attitude was very bad. She pointed at Su Yin, who was standing beside the rotten grave, and shouted angrily, "What are you standing there for? Do you want me to rebuild the rotten grave and seal you in there to enjoy your old age?" The Schweff family's expressions were unfriendly. The appearance of the grave had infuriated the Schweff family. Not long after, the Schweff family's cultivators arrived and destroyed the grave. They wanted Su Yin to die with grievances. The winner takes all. This has been the truth since ancient times. Su Yin raised his head and looked at the azure blue sky. He muttered in his heart. An ice-cold, murderous glint also spread in his eyes. "I'm talking to you. Why aren't you answering?" Schweff Failing's expression slowly turned ugly. She said fiercely, "I think you want to sleep in there too. Men, take him down. I want to see if he's Su Yan's useless friend." The Schweff family's cultivators rushed over. Schweff Failing was a cultivator who had just entered the Transcendence realm. She had a high status in the Schweff family, and they listened to Schweff Failing's orders. Other than Shueguan, the entire Schweff family is useless to me. Su Yin turned his head and looked at Schweff Failing and said coldly, "You're nothing in my eyes. Bastard, you must have eaten a leopard's guts. How dare you say such things to me? You're a bastard." Schweff Failing's expression instantly turned ugly. She pointed at Su Yin and shouted angrily, "Take him down immediately. Kill him. No, suppress him. I'll tear his mouth apart first. Go." More than 10 cultivators rushed over and charged at Su Yin. They were all angry. Su Yan's words were hard for these people to accept. Their eyes were filled with murderous intent as they charged at Su Yin. The onlookers were shocked. They didn't know who this person was. How dare he speak to the Schweff family in such a manner? Did he not know the power of Shueguan? The entire Big Dipper gathered the young geniuses. Who could compete with him? A bunch of useless people. I don't even want to fight with you. Under the shocked gazes of the onlookers, Su Yan's chest heaved up and down. A loud rumbling sound could be heard from all directions. He was like a burning furnace, burning fiercely. His energy was completely different. Su Yan's hair danced in the wind. He was majestic. When he roared into the sky, the earth shook and the mountains collapsed. How is this possible? The surrounding spectators were horrified. It was as if they were looking at a burning divine furnace. The blood essence was too exuberant and terrifying. It simply rose from the ground with a monstrous momentum. Could it be that this was a heavenly genius from outside the realm? Boom! Su Yan's power shook the heaven and earth. He didn't even move, but the blood essence light that rippled out from his body was too shocking. It was as if a great earthquake had occurred, causing the land within several li to sink down. Scram! Su Yan roared. His roar shook the mountains and rivers as he spat out golden ripples. It was as if they had turned into bolts of lightning as they hacked at the oncoming cultivators. Bang, bang, bang. The sky was filled with blood. Su Yan roared like a great demon king. One after another, the Shui family cultivators were roared to death in midair. They were blasted into ashes. Even the ninth-layer divine ability realm cultivators were terrified. Their hearts were about to shatter. Su Yan's roar was like a sudden clap of thunder. It was like a flash flood, causing the heaven and earth to rumble. Even the clouds in the sky were shattered. The ninth-layer cultivators all collapsed. They were roared to death by Su Yan. The onlookers were about to go deaf. They were aghast, their faces turned pale, and their legs turned cold. What kind of Ingjia was this? Even the roar just now was not targeted at them. However, Su Yan's roar was enough to shatter them. What kind of domineering attitude and elegance was this? Shui Feilin was terrified. The arrogant expression on her face disappeared. What replaced it was fear. She shivered and turned around to run. Boom! The heaven and earth rumbled. Shocking godly power swept through the sky. Su Yan took a step forward, one step after another, causing the void to shake. Layers of void power were twisted, intertwining with complicated and mysterious runes of law. No matter how fast Shui Feilin ran, she couldn't escape. More accurately, she couldn't run more than 3 meters. Shrinking earth into inches. The surrounding people were in an uproar. This was the embodiment of the shrinking earth into an inch cultivation to a high level. If it was even more terrifying, the moment Su Yan took a step, he would compress the void to an inch and forcefully squeeze a cultivator to death. Su Yan, you're Su Yan. You're still alive. Shui Feilin was so terrified that she almost fell to the ground. She couldn't believe that Su Yan was still alive. He was even stronger than he was a few months ago. The essence blood in his body was boiling. His body was like a divine furnace, burning fiercely. When the essence blood spread out from his body, the onlookers were shocked. Their blood was drying up and was about to be melted by Su Yan. What a terrifying physical body. Su Yan's physical body is too scary. He's definitely in the transcendence realm. Oh my god, his cultivation speed is insane. It's only been a year, and he's already in the transcendence realm. How did he cultivate? Even though Su Yan had 10,000 pounds of heavenly essence stone, it was still extremely difficult for him to reach the transcendence realm from the transcendent realm in a year. He had gone through so many dangerous situations in the past year. He had been risking his life all this time. Su Yan, what are you trying to do? Shui Feilin screamed. The champion of our race is here. Who can compete with him? Don't make a mistake. Bang, bang. Loud noises echoed in the air. It was as if a heavenly drum was being beaten. Every time Su Yan took a step, he would emit a terrifying aura. It was as if a dragon was rampaging through this place. Every step he took caused a huge crack to appear on the ground. His physical body was so powerful that it was as if a ferocious beast was stepping on the ground. Shui Feilin was in so much pain that she wanted to die. Every step Su Yan took was filled with godly energy. Her body was trembling and her heart was pounding. She was coughing up blood. It was a horrible sight. Tell me, where's my friend? Su Yan asked. His voice was so loud that it was as if a giant bell had been rung. Shui Feilin was terrified. Her body was trembling, and she was unable to resist Su Yan's power. After countless life and death experiences, Su Yan's body was filled with a ferocious aura. Normal people would not be able to withstand it. I don't know. He escaped. He escaped. Shui Feilin said fearfully. She did not dare to hide anything. Tell me, where's the resource land of the Shui family? Su Yan asked again. His words were like thunder, deafening and soul-stirring. Shui Feilin was frightened by Su Yan. She answered all the questions without telling any lies. Because of the murderous aura that was constantly entering her body, she was in so much pain that she wanted to kill herself. Spare me, Shui Feilin begged. She did not want to die. She had just reached the transcendence realm and had a bright future ahead of her. She could follow the revered Shuiguan. Kaboom! Su Yan stomped again. Heaven and earth trembled. A giant golden foot appeared in the sky and stomped down, turning Shui Feilin into a mist of blood. Winner takes all. This has been the truth since ancient times. Su Yan looked up at the sky and recalled this sentence. He disappeared in astonishing speed. His body was filled with murderous intent as he headed towards the resource land of the Shue family. I'm going to start a massacre and let teacher Yuan know that we are safe.